Great.
Okay, day 3 of weekend 5. Holy moly, you made it. This is the thing. So, Kristen, do you remember Barrels Weekend, the last day of Barrels Weekend? Is like any words of advice or wisdom you want them to keep in mind?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I don't know. Just keep soaking up everything. And if there are any questions that you're like, I wonder about, it's a good time to ask, you know?
Mm,
Hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's really easy to think, oh, maybe that's a silly question, or oh, I'll ask it later, or you'll just ask it now. So you know, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And probably there's somebody else that has a very similar question. So,
I know. It's so true. It's so true. So how we're gonna start today is with a workout. So for those of you at your own spaces, you're either going to choose to start on the barrels, any barrels, and work for 15 minutes on exercises that will support your practice, and then ideally move to a reformer. If you don't have access to a reformer, and then to a mat. Okay. If or you can actually do 30 minutes on a reformer or mat and then move to the barrels based on what you need. Does that make sense? So you're either starting with barrels, and I'm going to tell you guys when it's been 15 minutes, starting with barrels for 15 minutes and then moving to the reformer or the mat, or you're doing the reformer and mat for 30 minutes and then you're moving, and you should be able to do the whole mat in 30 minutes. You'll probably it'll do a modified version of the reformer in 30 minutes and then moving to the barrels and giving. So basically what I'm looking at is like, what are you giving to yourself? Okay. If you're at my house, you're doing the exact same thing, but some of you are like starting, just all over the place. But if you're unsure what to do, start on the reformer and end on the barrels. If you're like, oh my God, just start on the reformer. So this is going to help us make sure you have setups, understanding orders, all that good stuff. So about 2 minutes to set yourselves up so we can all kind of start at the same time because I'm going to be the timer. So I will say it's almost 15 minutes, it's 15 minutes, it's 30 minutes, we're done. So that you guys have an idea. You don't have to have a clock. You are, I know I don't have to say this, but I like to remind you, you are not performing for me. You are giving your workout to yourself. Okay, so don't push yourself more than you can do. All right. All right. So go ahead and get on the equipment you're going to start on. If you're not working out, we'll go camera off. And Chris and I will do the same so that the recording's really easy. If you are watching, hold on, Laura, just take 1 second. Well, we're gonna start together. Just 1 second. Yeah. Otherwise, the timing will be off. If you are watching, pick one person to watch. Okay, pick one person to watch. That way, yeah, you'll actually get more out of it. All right. I think Melissa is set up. Okay. All right. What time is it? Okay, go ahead and get started. And just a reminder that each rep helps the next rep, and each exercise helps the next exercise. So don't expect more out of your first exercises in your first reps. Christine, you're doing an extra little hand flip. Right there. So go down and then just lift it. Just turn your hand down. Yeah. So open up and lift. Yeah. Because that flip is you avoiding the work. Yeah. If an exercise has breath, make sure you're breathing. Kristen, if you can slide over that barrel a little bit more, just to get that hump right there, right there. Yeah. We're not going slow and we're not going fast, right? We're going with zest. There's no rush, especially if you're on the reformer. You're on here for 30 minutes. And Melissa, just do what feels good, right? Use your breath to explore all the spaces that didn't get to move so far this weekend. Oh, Laura, I bet you could do that without dropping your heels. I bet you could best bend your knees and try that again. Better, getting better. You can bend your knees in more than that. And pull. Yeah. Do it again. And pull. There you go. A good lift, Shannon, on that short spine. When you go to do the hamstring curl right there, when you go just do it looked a little more like it was on the calf. So just be careful, you know. Lift your chest, Melissa, into the nose. Christine, your foot doesn't have to be so deep in the step next time. It could just be, yeah, right out there. That'll give you more hamstring. Laura, can your hands stay on the mat the whole time you reach out? So on the mat, still on the mat, still on the mat. There. Oh, they can. So that's what you should do. Yeah. Shannon, see if you can connect all the dots so that there's a little less pauses. You're so strong. And if you are rowing on a boat, you want to row through, right? Row through. So, reach. Yeah, put them together. Kristen, take up all the space. Find the hamstrings in each reach of the leg. Oh, Amy, I think you can sit up taller. Good job, Vera, with those thighs. Those of you who started on the barrels, just so you know, you have a good like 8 minutes to keep enjoying your barrels. I like those scissors, Carrie. Christine, challenge the leg coming towards you, not to come as closer than your other leg is going away. Yeah. Melissa, that's getting better for having a couple of days off. Next time, arms wide to the side versus back. Hey, Sarah, jump on in. You can start on your barrel and do about 10 minutes on your barrel and then do your mat. Okay? And do whatever you want on your spine character that will help your mat out. So if you're starting with arms here, you start with the circles, unless I missed that. Oh, Amy, you gotta lift those hip points, babe. Fingers, Laura. Hmm. Oh, you gotta close my springs, Laura. Reach. There you go. And then Sarah, add the breath here. It's inhale, open the arms. Exhale, lift the arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. Yeah, juice that out. Let's see if you can get your feet down and enjoy that time stretching. Lift, look ahead, and then look to the other side. And then let your elbows fall down so you can stretch your shoulders. Yeah. And if you have another one in you, go for a full back bend on the first one. Just go back, go that big back bend. So lift from your center, keep going, lift your hip points. It's gonna feel like you're tucking. And then lower, 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 then straighten your legs. You kind of combine that. And I want you to get low before you straighten your legs. And that second back bend, no knee bend. So try it again. Straight legs on the second back bend. So lift, just keep moving, keep moving. You kind of stop there, lengthen. Now lower down before you straighten your legs. Yeah. Then lift without bending your knees. Yeah, it's limiting, but it's all about the upper back. I know what your lower back can do. Christine, do those like, yeah. So remember, the head doesn't get to slide into place, and the legs shouldn't bend. They're so really active, like you're in a swan. You should feel like you're in a swan. I can have you stand on your legs at any time. Yeah. Hmm. I think you're a little too on top of your head there. So keep working on where you're going to land and create enough space so you can place your head. Amy, find your C shaper waist for your teaser. Yeah. Errol Peeps, you got about 5 minutes. Oh, Christine, you left your head behind. You have to curl up. You have to curl up as your legs go down. Curl up. Nope, don't leave your head behind. Lift. Uh-huh. Pull the barrel into you as you curl your head up. Sarah's dog is correcting her form. There, he was like there to push your legs down. He was there just to. Oh, Amy can slide way more forward than that. All right, barrels, peeps, keep going. You got 3 more minutes. 3 minutes to get what you need. Reformer peeps, you have like 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes. But keep enjoying it. Pinkies up, Shannon, especially at the top. Pinkies up. Hold my margarita, babe. I said, Sarah, inhale, lift up. Sarah, do that again. Lift your head up. You're good. Get up there, then bend your knees. Yep, then reach up and beat, 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 beat. Yeah, so you wanna do a swan dive down and then bend at the femur like you're trying to stretch and find your rocking. Reach your legs up and then beat, beat, beat. So what I'd love for you to do is when you bend your knees, not drop your knees. They got a little lower. So do it again. Lift up and then keep those knees where they are, but bend. Yeah. And then reach up and then go. You feel how that's a little different? The legs done drop. Those of you on your barrels, last minute to even yourself off, get what you're wanting, and then move to a reformer or a mat, whatever you have at home. Those are on the reformers. You got about 16 minutes. Armpits and elbows, Laura. You're a little locked out in your elbows there. Yeah. So lift. Yeah. What if I made you hold a bar, right? Can't hold there you go. I like that, Sarah. Just get a little more zest to it, and that looks beautiful. Amy, more ribs up. Shannon, as you bend your leg, your knee goes down and your hip crease tries to arch. So I think we have to go knee up, like pubic bone down. Uh-huh. So when you do two legs, it looks really good. When you do a single leg, that's when you lose that strength. So, and can you slide a little bit more on top of that barrel? I think you're killing your hamstrings, Shannon. I think that's so many. Oh, Christine, you can do that roll up again. You arch, you just momentum. You don't need any momentum. You're so strong. So, nope, go back down. Stop. Where are your ribs? Find your tall back. Then from there, roll up. Yes. Yes. Do you feel the difference? Nice, Sarah. This looks good. Uh-huh. Good adjustment. Hold your hips even. You got it. Oh, Melissa, can you get those legs more parallel? Parallel. Yeah. Laura, make sure you're finding that ladder barrel behind you. If you're gonna do that one, Shannon, make sure your leg pushes into your hands, doesn't go across your midline. Push your leg into, yeah. Amy, can you take your pelvis with you, all of it, the frontal hip points too? Kristen, get those elbows up. Yeah, start over, Kristen. You don't have to straighten your arms back there. Get your elbows up in line with your shoulder. Hold. Get them up higher in line with your shoulder. Lift them. Now just lean back for right now. Don't straighten your arms. Just lean back. Yep. And now as you sit up, reach forward. Reach, 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 reach. Yep. Now keep going. Someday you'll straighten, but we got to get those arms to stay higher first. Good, Christine. Way to not cheat that one. There, I like the variation you're doing with your arms. Double check that your shoulders aren't in your ears on your way down. Yeah, thank you. Oh, straight leg, Melissa, on the transition. Straight leg. Christine, you got short on the way down. You got shorter. What if there was a C shaper back there? Mm-hmm. Oh, Melissa, that head came out sooner. I'll blame the COVID. I'll blame the COVID. Shannon, if you're wanting to do the upstretch combo, because some people do the reverse, but there's an upstretch combo that your body's probably more ready for. It'll help your snake. If you want, I can run you through it. No? Okay. Just put more weight in your arms, though, for your elephant. Gotta get more and more round. Laura, it's a little too much bicep, babe. You gotta lean forward and then maybe don't go so high. Get those arms working from your back. Vero, can you scoot a little more forward so your knees are on the box? And can you do that without locking your elbows at the top? So bend them a little bit. That's straight. Yeah, and then yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Bring your top elbow forward just a little bit. Yeah. Kristen, slide to the end of your box. Those of you who started on the reformer on the mat, you have 5 minutes left, and then move on your barrels. Work the back, Carrie, work the back. Oh, Anne, and that rocking. Oh, Christine, you gotta get your feet down and work the hands up more. I know you can hold your legs up. I want them, yeah, I want you to get longer though. Kind of going back towards your feet like it's the yoga one. Go up. Amy, can you juice out that tailbone up a little bit more on the way out? Do one more in that reverse. So hold your tailbone up longer. Hold your tailbone up as you go down. Hold it up. Yeah. And you have to slide down so that the barrel is behind your shoulders. So it's setting up for a hundreds curl. Slide down. And I think you have a little too much foot off of that carriage. I think it could be just the heel. Yeah. So, also, I know it's about closing the spring, but when you close the spring, it stops your rhythm. So think of it like open leg rocker. And it's okay with me if you don't close the spring, but you keep the rhythm. Back forth, back forth. Yep. And up and back and up and out and out. Uh-huh. There, your hands are getting a little behind your body when you sit up tall. So when you roll up tall, get your arms in your peripheral. There you go, babe. All right, last 3 to 4 minutes on those who started on the mat of the reformer, wrapping things up. You have to skip some things to get towards your endings. It points up, Amy. Palms up, even at the top of those circles. Oh my goodness, Christine, this is actually reaching a leg up. Way to go. Oh, I like those knee stretches, Amy. You're good, Kristen. You got it. You might have to just push the carriage out a little, open it a little bit, but open your carriage a little bit. Yep, get your feet on, and then only close it as much as you can hold on to that shape. So hands on the front of the carriage. Yep. Yeah, that looks so good. You're so close, much closer to your ankles, Carrie. Christine, work the reach all the way down. You start to bend your knee as your leg goes lower. All right, my peeps who started on the reformer and or mat, it's time to finish and move on to some barrels. So if you're on a single side, fix that. If you start on the barrels, you're on your mat or reformer. Enjoy. You guys have about 15 minutes to finish that workout. And those who are on the barrels, 15 minutes to explore what you need based on what was frustrating you or what you're celebrating. Melissa, the palms don't get to turn around. So as you lower them down, go, yep, Then open your arms out to the side and just lift them up without flipping the hands. Yeah. Do you feel how that it's a smaller circle, but it should be from your back and not your like radius. So remember, you're picking the exercises you think your body needs. There, put your thumbs with your fingers and only bounce the leg going away from you 2 times. The leg that's straight up to the ceiling stays still. Yeah, so how much can you reach that leg to the ceiling? Oh, Christine, you're losing your pace and you're doing it to like make big circles, but I want from your center circles. So they might be smaller. Melissa, go with the breath. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, stay open. Inhale, elbow over elbow. Exhale, close. Pull. Do those faster, Christine, without bending your arms and moving your chest around. That chest doesn't get to move, the arms don't get to bend. If your circles are too big for your arms, we're going beyond the center. All right, Carrie, fingers up. What we learn on Thursday, lift your pelvis. Yes. Yes, man. And those circles look better. Laura, as you take those arms back, see if you can breathe your lowest ribs down. So your low ribs are floating down the barrel. Yes. Oh, go Vero. Go Vero. Next time, Kristen, the leg doesn't hang off the front. It's kind of like the foot comes into your inner thigh, your left foot. Yeah. And then heel is up on your right foot. And keep moving. Reach, double leg stretch. Go and circle and reach. Christine, you need to lean towards your foot more. You're leaning on your arm. And it's the bicycles are always about stretching the front of the hip, not showing me how much you can kick forward or over your face. So you're always bicycling away. Yes. There you go, Shannon and Christine. Show me how far away can you get 15 degrees of extension in your hip. Last 5 minutes of whatever you're doing. Way to go, Anne. Holy moly. That was quite impressive. Lift that chest, Amy. Yeah. So the barrel holds up your lower back, not necessarily your mid back, too. Mm. Ah, Melissa, hip twist. Bring those knees in. Bring them towards one shoulder. Okay. See where your thighs are? You have to kick your feet over your shoulder without moving your thighs. That's it. Good luck. Ooh, I like the standing ending there, Vero. Can we keep the knees a little straighter? Yeah, there you go. Good, Kristen. If you're doing arched, I need your eyes up. If you're doing round, I need you to round more. Which one are you doing? Okay. When your chest, Amy. Yeah. Start to wrap up your practice. If you've wrapped up, you can just reflect on it, what you chose for yourself. It was helpful. So if you watching, keep watching the same person. Sarah, as that leg goes up, I want to see your center lift a little bit, not your hips, just your center. So your hip will get a stretch. Yeah. So right now, yeah. Right now on this side, your lower back hangs down. So yeah, you have to figure out how does my thigh come up, my hips stay where they are, and my center. So yeah. Do you feel that? A little, yeah. What's up, Laura? Hmm. Wow. Kristen's like, I'm gonna do my mat now. She's like, we've started her. We can't stop her. Like, wrap up what you're on. Even yourself off. Sarah, did you feel how you hit the wall when you rolled up? Yeah, you get to try roll down and roll up without hitting your wall. No, don't move forward. No, 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 that's cheating. So heels together, it helps. Heels together. Yep, and then roll down. You're gonna feel like you're leaning forward as you roll down. Uh-huh. Now you're already leaning back, so move some weight forward in your feet. Uh-huh. Now roll up from there. Uh-huh. Oh, lean forward, lean forward. Better, better. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Oh, head down, Sarah, till the last moment. Yeah, lean forward, Sarah. All right, guys, you really do have to finish now. I've given many 1 minutes. Um, okay, those who are watching, if you want to type in the chat anything that you saw, that was amazing. Celebration of someone. Those who moved, any reflections on what you did? Did you give yourself the right barrel exercises? Do you have questions? Go ahead, Vero.
I really enjoyed doing it this way, honestly. Like I felt like I got the warm up I needed on the spine corrector or arc, and then I took care of my short box and my swan on my ladder barrel. So I decided to leave those out of my reformer because they're super challenging for me on the well, certain aspects of it are super challenging on the reformer. I was like, I can just enjoy all the rest of the exercises and not have to worry about those right now because I already did them on the ladder barrel.
Right, right. Totally. Totally. I agree. And I think like, especially if something isn't feeling right, it's not that we avoid them forever, but maybe you do just omit them for a while as you do them as your warm up. And then, maybe in a month we do both and we see if it helped. And yeah, I think it's worth checking. I love that. Um, and I also like, I don't know, my body, because I do my Pilates in the morning, it needs a barrel, especially after this weekend. It's like, oh my God, there's no way I can do Pilates tomorrow without a barrel. Right? So yeah, very cool. Um, who else? Go ahead,
I'm just
Carrie.
gonna. Oh, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead, Carrie.
sorry. Go ahead, Melissa. And then Melissa, because you're unmuted already. Melissa, then Carrie.
Okay, I'll just make it so fast. All I'm saying
No,
is that
we have
because
plenty.
just being immobile the past couple of days, and today I had a ton of cramps, probably just because I'm the electrolyte imbalance and all of that stuff is going down. But I was like, oh, I haven't been doing barrels enough. I'm just like, it is so fantastic. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing doing some of those exercises, because I just have been holding off. So this really was my first time doing some of those things. And I'm just like, oh, where have you been all my life? Barrels. Oh,
Mm.
so
They're so good for you because especially with what you want to work on with your control balance, like a lot of your stuff is just a little thoracic tightness, a little tightness through here, you know? Yeah. Well, welcome back. I hope that mat helps you return to life. Yeah. Yeah. Carrie.
So for the barrels, I gave myself the spine corrector small barrel and then into the C shaper. And I think instead of doing the C shaper, I might have been better served doing my short box on the ladder barrel. I think
Mm.
that would have given me a little more support to work the round rather than the
Mm.
challenge of the C shaper. So for today, it probably would have been better.
You know, that you bring that up, it may be that you want to do the C shaper right now at the end when you're the
Mm,
most warm,
yeah.
you know? So I think just as hearing you say that out loud, I'm not saying it's a rule, but just give it a try based on what you discovered. Like do your small barrel and your ladder barrel and then do your mat work and then your C shaper. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Laura.
So I felt like super tight, and then I felt better when I got on the spine corrector. For my own practice, is it better to start with the barrels or still start with the reformer?
Oh no, just like we when we did that private months ago and I said get on your barrel every day, do your barrel first.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay,
Do barrel,
all right,
especially like until that thoracic extension feels a little bit more natural. You know, there's no harm in starting with your arms. You don't have to do the leg series. You can just do the arm series, but I
okay.
think so. Yeah. Hmm.
And then when you corrected me when I had the pull and I was going back, like it's hard to keep the ribs in. Is it better to not get as much stretch in the shoulders and keep the ribs down? Okay, okay,
Yeah, because for you, we're trying to get the extension, not like if you let those ribs come off, actually what you're just doing is overstretching,
okay, okay,
right? Because you were like this with the ribs off, as opposed to ribs on and this. So more strength.
okay. It's just amazing that I can go that far back.
I know you can go really far back.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Go to yoga.
All right.
Christine.
Um, so yeah, doing the barrels first was very revealing and opening, and it showed me again my end ranges of possibility. But then I went on the mat and I forgot to keep my ribs in on my roll up. So it was interesting because it made me have to work harder to find my center, but it made me more aware of my possibility from strength versus stretch. So it was like this weird. It helped me and it made my current habits challenge them, and yet it also showed me possibility. So it was like this, like, oh, that's great. Oh, this is hard. Oh, this is better. This is worse. So it was like it's all over the place. But it was good. It was good.
I agree. I think doing the barrel at the beginning is really good to open your hips because your quads like to take over. And I think connecting your arms to your back is really key. But because you always love to overarch, you may want to figure out some way before you start your 100 to just take up space on your mat and find a tall back, right? Just take a moment, breathe into that before, you know what I mean? Like you go into it just to kind of give you a reminder that there's another spine shape. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Go ahead, Anne.
So I've done a little bit of barrel before, but the smaller barrel has been a game changer for me to be able to feel like I can actually access my center. And I'm just feeling it so much better. I think before I was so busy fighting the barrel because I'm so tight that now I can really do it by going over. And so I feel like I'm know where things are feeling differently in my body than they have before.
I think we like unlocked a part of you that like, we didn't know existed. She's like
Totally.
on that barrel, like we can't get her off the barrel. Like she's
Yeah, totally.
yeah, it's so good. So, so
Yeah,
good.
very helpful. So thanks.
Well, it's fun watching you play. And I also think like just you have to celebrate all the work you've been doing so that you could be on the barrels.
Right.
Because it's not like if I met you, Anne, off the street, I could have just been like, ah, put her on the barrel. Let's see if she can swan dive. No, we had to do other stuff so that you could. And now it's unlocking what's next for you.
Yeah, that's what's exciting. So thanks.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Anyone who watched? Anyone want to share or any questions? No, we slay. Okay, go ahead.
silly question. Um, Scissors, high scissors, parallel or turned out on that? Oh, ready?
High scissors. No, you're fine. High scissors or the barrel ones? Parallel or turned out on the scissors. It's not neither. It's like, um, it's not turned out. I would say you're going for parallel, so you get the inner hamstring. Because turned out is easy for y'all to overturn out. Most of you overturn out. And then you're all avoiding the stretch of the front of the hip. I watched you do it. All of the rockings, if you watch the morning group, the ones that are, they all can rock. And now their knees are just going wider and wider and wider and wider and wider and wider. And that's because they can avoid all the stretch. So just like your side leg kicks front back, that's your scissors. It's not turned out. It's I would say yes, it's parallel. Beats are that slight turnout because you're getting the heels together and you can't do that in parallel, right? Walking, sorry, bro, I see you. Walking is, I would make that more on the parallel side than the turned out. I have seen at J Studio people do a slight turnout. What I'd be mindful of is like more than a tiny bit because then you're using just the outer hip and you're not getting all of the hamstrings. And it's all walking exists. So you guys can do leg pull. Walking exists. You guys can do single leg elephant, single leg tendon stretch, single straight leg stretch. So most people are missing strength in their medial and inner hamstring, right? Like they're just not there because they're really good at over rotating. So yeah. Cool. Okay. Vero.
I had a question about the arm series on the spine corrector. I'm just wondering, is there any benefit to bending the knees when I go to do that series? I feel like if I did, it might allow my low back just a little bit more wiggle room.
Oh, there's a
Um,
ton of benefit. You can absolutely have your knees bent.
okay,
Especially on small barrel, I find it to be really helpful. Or if you're on the queen side of the ladder of the spine corrector. On the king side, I think the legs have to be straight.
oh,
So
okay,
since you're using the arc, you could have bent knees, just have more of a shallow bend than a too tight bend so you can get the back of your
yeah,
legs on. And if I were you, I would squeeze something.
okay,
Um, but just so you can get your inner thighs on to help you get the lower abdominals to work, let the hip flexors release. But I would also make sure you're combining that with stretching your hip flexors so that someday you could do straight legs and push the legs down.
okay,
hmm But yeah, you can. I just think that like on the king side, when I see the bent knees, I just don't see like it's such a big back bend, you have to be able to use your legs, and like get as long as possible. So queen side and small barrel. Yeah. And the arc is not a king side. It's like that queen side. So you're okay.
okay, cool.
Yeah. What else? I'm gonna go through a bunch of exercises real quick. And I want to make sure that whatever you've learned already, you feel like you got good. Yes, Carrie. It threaten you guys sometimes.
On our small barrel, if someone has a really long torso, is there a point where their pelvis can tip too far over on that? Like, we want the barrel to be into the back, correct?
For like leg series.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, leg series.
Yeah, so I would just say if they have a long torso, I would be putting them on the spine corrector over the small barrel. That being said, I don't have a long torso, but I'm a taller person, so my short torso is average. Um, and because of my bendy body, I challenge myself sometimes to do my leg series on the small barrel. And my pelvis is like at the top. So I have to, like, I don't have anything for my tailbone. So I have to hold my pelvis in place without the luxury of the barrel. And that is really helpful for strengthening my hips for high scissors and high bicycle. So it's not a no. It's just you have to know the level of the person you're working with, right? If
Hmm.
they're on that intermediate beginner level, and then I would, if they're a regular sized person, they'd be on a spine corrector. The only reason you do the small barrel is like they have a tighter back. It's harder for them to get up. They're a shorter person with a longer torso. I mean, like that you'd be on the small barrel is there if like, my my 60-year-old RA girl is not leaning back over a barrel to land on a mat, and she's too like she doesn't have the strength to lift her hips up high enough to be on a spine corrector. So I can put her on a small barrel by just Amy, will you demonstrate this really quick? Put the small barrel on the mat and then lie down on your back with the barrel in front of your hips. Other way. Yeah, just put your back on the mat. Yeah, just lie down. Okay. Then grab the mat as you bring your knees into your chest. Sorry, grab the barrel. Yep, lift your hips up and pull it on. So a small barrel is really helpful if this is the only way people can get on. It is really hard to get someone to do that on a spine corrector. Almost impossible. So thank you. So what I would just say is like long torso air on spine corrector, but if you don't think that they can lean back, you can put them on, but just know that you're making it. I would get them as close. I would get them better, get them ready for the spine corrector as soon as possible because having their tailbone off is going to be a challenge for them. Those of you who have the wobbly pelvis who want to get to high scissors, high bicycle, you can absolutely challenge yourself. Like get that barrel into your back and have your tailbone off a little bit. Hmm.
So like I love all this barrel stuff. Since I have group classes, if I'm thinking of investing in enough correctors for all my clients to work with one. Would it be better among the general population, height and weak, to invest in baby barrels or spine correctors? Because they're really not that different.
So, well, I'm going to mute you because we're going to get it twice. Um, you want to have a class of barrels. With the small barrel only can do arm series, leg series, and the balancing on top. You can't do the teasers, can't circle on top of the head. You can get a little shoulder bridge for some people, but like it's not a lot. So what I would say is maybe figure out what's the max of the class. Let's say it's 6. And then I would have 6 of those, but a couple small barrels in case it's needed for the arm and hips, like the arm and leg series. But then you have spine correctors for them to do the rest of the class, right? The other thing is though, like high bridge, leg circles on the head, even your hip circle are not for everybody. So I probably would make that like not that I would probably make that either a 30-minute class or a mat spine corrector class. Can't really do an hour with the average public person on a spine corrector. They'll be dead. Yeah. Yeah. And then Carrie, did I finish? Did I answer your question all the way? Yeah. Okay. Did Amy have a question? Yeah.
So this is probably another silly question, but for the C shaper, is the goal like when you're doing open leg rocker and teaser, is the goal to go up and like all the way down and up, or just to where their range of motion is? Like what is it, or is it really to show where they need work?
I think it's all both. So I do want them to go all the way back. But if they go all the way, if they keep going all the way back and getting stuck, it just gets frustrating. And you're not going to get anywhere. So then it could be like go only as far as you can keep your shape. But you can see most people who can't get up, it's because they lost their shape on the way there. Like they shrink to go back. So they're not coming up. So I will say that sometimes I just let the C shaper let them know what's going on. Like they're aware, right? Every single one of you who got on the C shaper and got stuck, like you felt it. You don't actually need, like, maybe you're like, okay, I'm there, and you're like, want to ask me a question, like, oh, what do I need to do? But really, you can see that like they lost their shape somewhere. And so my job is to say, okay, you got shorter before you fell back. So how do you get taller? Or your legs dropped on you when you went back. Like that's all like they're gonna but it's really up to them to figure that rest the next step out. Like what do they need to not do that? Um so yes, try to go all the way back, but mostly allow it to reveal what they're doing because sometimes it's hard, right? Like sometimes I'm looking at people and I'm like, so weird. They should be able to get back up. What's going on? And then you see it. This it just like shows it's like, oh, I see. Like when they come up, they are shorter, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Sue, did you have a question? Yeah, Sue.
Um, so if you can do open leg rocker and rolling like a ball on the C shaper, so this may be kind of a stupid question. Could you do crab or seal or not really just because they are more full body? I just was
You
kind of
sh
curious about that. I'm like, why don't we do some of those, but not those
Oh,
two?
why didn't we do seal?
Yeah.
Um, why not? Do you have a C shaper? Let's see it. I mean, the you're not going to be able to like beat upside down, but I think let's see this. Maybe this is a great way to teach how to cross the legs. All right, we can't really see you. Kristen S., can you spotlight her? All right, so that's your rolling like a ball. Yep, nice little slide down. We got to get that lower back to it. Okay, you want to do seal first? Take your hands. So dive your hands through. Yep. Okay, now open, close your legs 3 times. Rock back. Oh, this looks really hard. Amy, you want to try? Okay. We're gonna add my you don't need your phone. We can use mine. Kristen S, we're gonna add my phone. I just want keep going, Sue. I just want duels. I just want to see 2 people do it. All right, let's see your crab. Let's see it like just go ahead and cross your ankles. You're not gonna round forward, but like, yeah, that's good. And then in. Okay, so Sue, here's what I'm thinking. This looks really mean. This looks extremely mean. All right, go. Was it mean? What do you think, Sue? You're muted.
Amy's doing way better. I kind of feel like I just kind of dump into it and I lose that momentum, or not so much momentum, but I lose that form. And so I think, yeah,
You
but
have
Amy
a
looks like she's doing
tendency,
good.
it reveals that you're rounding a lot from your thoracic. So that's why
Okay.
you're basically your thoracic same before your lower back does, right? So that's why you're
Okay.
kind of like bouncing off and like sliding. But
Gotcha.
here's what I am inspired. I don't know that here's what I think I would do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at some point, once you've looked at the open leg rocker and rolling the ball, you're like, okay, I'm pretty aware of like how they keep screwing things up. It's the same. But what most people do wrong is a
Yeah.
switch of the legs. So lie into the C shaper, and they get the switch wrong because their hip flexors take all the different things. So both of you can cross your legs. Okay. So go ahead and lean back, Sue. Just be in the C shaper. Yeah, stay there. Okay. So now when you guys switch your legs, you have to think about the J's exercise femurs. Uh-huh. Getting there. So point your toes. And then work your thighs wide. Thighs wide. Do you feel that? That's the frog to V. Nope, Sue, even wider. Push your knees, like make your knees push your elbows apart. Yes. Yes, more. Get those knee wider. So, Sue, look at me really quick. Sue, you're
Yeah.
still doing a little of this with your feet. Still doing a little of this with your feet, and I just want
Okay.
this. Okay. But see. Do you think that was helpful, Amy? Yes. Okay.
I'll have to practice that because I was just curious. I wasn't like I was like, oh my God, I need to be able to do seal and crab in the spine. I was just
No,
curious if it worked.
I
And
I I think it was fun to look at. I think it
that's
just
yeah, I
really
suppose.
it's really more revealing of like We can remove them, Kristen S. I think it was revealing of like just how hard those two exercises are.
Yeah.
But I kind of, if someone is not understanding the what the seal and the crab movement is, what a great way to balance it. I think I would do it to teach the what the legs are doing because I can keep their shape round,
Yes.
but I'm not going to roll them in there.
Yeah, and to be honest, when we went to just to making sure that the back was contacted to the back of the C shaper and then doing the legs, I felt a better connection into that than trying to
Yeah.
roll here and there and everywhere. So I like that a lot because to your point, then I can really focus on, okay, what are my legs doing or should be doing that I maybe
Yeah.
not doing on my mat? So
Because it's so
yeah.
hard when they're upside down and I'm trying to tell people what to do, but they're
Yeah,
upside
yeah,
down. So they don't know their right from their
yeah.
left. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
This
cool.
is
All
fun.
right.
Kristen asks, isn't it fun? We kind of like go, well, I mean, the C shaper is already made up. So what else do we want to make up on it?
Yeah. So why not?
Yeah. If you guys really love a C shaper, you'll have to go back a couple of years on the Instagram. But Rachel Piper did all of March Madness one time on her C shaper. Now, I do think that you need body abundance to do a lot of the exercises, but those of you who belly and chest abundance, like she could do swan in there because she's got belly and chest abundance. I can't because I have no boobs. So it would just be too much. But for the bodies, when you are working with bigger bodies, you can use the C shaper. It's really quite amazing. It was like 2 years ago, I think, right, Christmas? Do you remember that?
I
You
don't
see it?
remember that. I don't remember.
Oh,
It must be longer than that. I'm thinking.
yeah. Yeah. It could be 3, but it's definitely in her Instagram account.
I'll go check it out.
Um, Please don't DM her and ask her where the link is. Just go in and you can't miss it. It's a bunch of C shaper posts, okay? Rachel, a size diverse Pilates. Rachel Piper, she's the OPC teacher, so she's a bigger body, and so but I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have belly and chest abundance, you don't get to do some of them because it's not so sorry, but the world is at your fingertips already. Okay. Other questions? Are you ready to wrap up the ladder barrel? Okay. Kristen, as we need to spotlight my phone, and this is where things get fun. So, oh, and of course, the sun is shining. Gotta love that the sun changes. So, I'll do these first ones. Okay, I'll do these first ones here because that barrel is pretty easy to see. Okay, so on top of the barrel is a mat. Isn't that fun? We have a mat. So you can do, oh, you can do your 100. Ooh, afternoon body is different than morning body. Oh, you can do your ab series. Your hands can go here for double straight leg, or you can walk on the wild side and go here. Good luck with your crisscross. Gonna slow some of you down in a good way. So you can lay on the top and do swimming if you want, right? Really, really fun. And then also on the top is horseback. And this is where people should learn horseback because the platform doesn't move, right? I still, I'm kind of cut off. Let's see. Okay. By the way, guys, if you take off closet doors, you increase the size of your room. That's what you're looking at. Um, so 1 pound weights, right? And then squeeze this. I like this here before they learn it on the reformer because obviously the reformer, the platform is moving, the straps are there. I think this definitely is for the Wunda chair. but the if you're struggling to keep those legs parallel and squeezing, this is a really good place to do it. I don't personally do jockey because it bothers my knees. My legs are just too long for this. But those who are more fun size, your feet can come up here. But jockey is like it's kind of like a modification, right? Like they can't hold their legs up. I Most people get so obsessed with lifting their butt. I think that's why they want a jockey. I don't care if my butt lifts. I care if the spine shape is long. So you squeeze, 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 and that squeeze might lift your seat someday. And then you circle and you get the pinky side of your hand up and then you flex, right? Squeeze, 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 and flex. Oh my God. It looks like nothing is happening. Everything is shaking inside. So three sets of three of those. All right. No, just this horseback, just one direction is plenty. Yeah. On the reformer, no, you don't. Um, nope, just the one direction. People like to add it, but no, it's just three sets of three. Yep. Okay, so that's that. Now, um, we're gonna do our back stretches and our circles. So a lovely way to end, ooh, a lovely way to end a session is, or your teaching day. No, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, we're gonna move it in a second. Yeah. Lovely way to end your practice or your teaching day is with the big back bend. So you definitely want to be nice and warm. I think that's got pretty good view. Do you mind moving it back just a little bit? I think they want to see feet. Yeah. I'm trying to keep the sun out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So hold on. We had some shorties in here. Okay, we're good. Okay. So um you want to place your pelvis in a way that like the sacrum is on the barrel. So I actually start this with bent knees. I don't walk my legs further away so that they can be straight because then I'm not gonna be able to reach the rungs, right? And then I'm gonna round back over the barrel and I can grab this first rung. And then I'm reaching into my legs, I'm reaching into my arms, and then you grab your head and roll up and then reach your hands through your legs. Do you see how my butt's still on the barrel? Pulse one, two, three, roll up. A lot of people leave the barrel. The other thing is, I have this pushed against the wall, but to, you don't want to be pushing so much into the barrel that you need to have it against the wall, right? So, for example, my girlfriend likes to leave her leather barrel in the middle of her floor, and she's got wool things, and she's got a really nice shiny floor. And the challenge is, can you go from here, right? Stretch to here, and then lift so much in your center and reach so much in your legs. You're not bearing the weight down in the barrel. Hard to do for a beginner, so don't challenge the beginner. But as you get more advanced, try to see if you can do it without moving the barrel. It makes you stand on your feet and use your center more. Okay. So eventually you get down to the third rung. Some of you can't get there, and that's okay, but eventually you do. And then your legs can take flight and then they circle right to the left, left to the right. So it's like little tiny corkscrews. You're working the down more than the up. Notice how my legs are not really going up. They're kind of going to level of where they are for my butt, right? The size of my seat. And then I reach the legs down, walk up the ladder, grab the head, and reach. Obviously, if you're someone who has a hard time with that lower back, that lower out of curve, that one is actually quite difficult because it's so easy to hang off of that spot. So you really have to, like I had to when I first did this, like really learn to reach my tailbone so long so I could get a stretch through here and not hang off the barrel. Okay. So then if that's going well, hold on, I didn't set myself up for success. That's going well. You go down and you can be on the third rung. I like this one sometimes on the fourth rung. Get your back to be the shape of the barrel. Hold on. Where am I today? I think we'll do it on the third rung. So you have to notice every day is a new day. Lock it down. And you are not hanging off the ladder. You are reaching into it. So from the day one of this back bend stretch, you're teaching people right here, reach into your rung, not hang, reach. Okay. It's important. All right. That's your leg stretches, your back bend and your leg circles. Um, play with either the third or the fourth rung. Um, and it's just the same as those big circles hanging off the Cadillac. All right, now we're gonna go over this way. Okay. Sorry, crew. We got sunshine. I was hoping we'd get some rain. Gwyneth was really excited for a thunderstorm. I guess she's never experienced one. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do this as quickly as the sun is moving in because, all right. So, sorry, Amy. You might be in the exact line of fire just for one exercise. So I like to have some sort, I have tile floor, but I like to have some sort of mat down. Doesn't have to be a high mat, it can just be a mat. And you want to make sure that your equipment can't move. This is going to be after tree. Okay. All right. So there we go. All right. You're fine. You're totally fine. If I end up on you, this has gone very awry. Okay. So you'll have done your tree, right? And after your third tree, so my foot is not hooked. Notice it's pushing. And then I'm going to reach my arms overhead. And I have to push myself to my hands. And then I got to take the foot out. And if you can do the splits, you do the splits. You also don't have to. And then you got to suck it up like it's the Russian splits, right? Oh, you know, the third part of the Russian splits. And then you have to kick yourself back on. You don't have to, but that's the way you get back on. So there's a little trust. This is the one time you get to hook your foot so you can get back on. Okay. So my shorties, you have a little more of a trust fall to go. And then to get back on, you might need someone to catch your leg. But watch how my legs, the distance between the legs, I try to keep it the same. Right? You don't want to like be pushing too much into the splits because you got to get yourself over. And then lift up your center. And one day I'll be graceful and lift it all the way up. That one day is not today. Now, if you haven't spent a lot of time standing on your arms, I wouldn't practice that first. I would practice staying on your arms. So take a foot to a wall, right? Turn around. Okay, that's a leg distance. Hand to the floor, feet on the wall. Get used to being in an L pose with this weight and get yourself, you can start that with, intermediate beginners right away. If you have someone who likes fun stuff like that, right? Okay, so let me just move this. All right, so then we have are jumping stomach. So jumping stomach is one of the coolest exercises that Joe gave. And no, the photo on the barrel deck is not photoshopped. If you practice, you can truly get there. Okay. So, but it's not extension, it's a tall back, right? So, those of you who have a hard time keeping your center up when you lift your legs up in like a leg pull, I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm saying like that's every single time you do that, it's practice for this. So, it's really interesting exercise. You have to reach, you cannot pull. And then you do want to lift your legs, but not too much because you got to get your back up, right? So, you come on. I like the third rung. Some people like the fourth rung. Ooh, three is enough. Five, maybe. But do you see how like it's one of those ones that like if you're doing it, I cannot be like, I can't actually correct you as you do it. I have to like watch. And then it's like, come down, do it again with straighter arms. Okay, do it again, lift your stomach up, up. And you need to have it on because you're gonna land. Okay. All right. And then that leads to jumping into handstand. So I have my ladder barrel for both of these slightly away from the wall with a short box, with a moon box in there, um, because I kind of like the space. But it does mean that if I overdo my handstand, I'm going into an arch, right? So I probably should work on not having a little space there. That being said, I actually don't like when the ladder barrel hits a wall, it ruins it. So you like a little spacer is always good. All right, so um, hands come down to the floor. Can you guys see this on the screen? Okay, so hands come on the frame, and then you got to jump into a handstand. Ooh, that's so fun when you do it on the first try. So again, I'm going to lift up and reach into my arms. You see how the jumping stomach helps, right? Yeah. Oh, I almost hovered without hitting the wall. Cool. So, and then the landing is scary, but I promise you it's better than bending your knees and landing on your shins. So you have to keep all this together. Now, if you don't have a handstand practice, get on a wall, do some L's. That being said, here's a little way you can prep it. So getting people used to, you put your hands down and then you wiggle your butt. It's really graceful to the ladder. Then get your feet on, and then you can practice one leg up, right? One leg up. So you can kind of get them used to it. Okay. Um, we have one more exercise, right, Kristen? That's just the grasshopper. I think that's all.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, cool. Look at me. I got some auditors. Okay, great. So you hold that fourth rung. Okay. Hold that fourth rung. Could be the third rung. Hold the fourth rung. Some people want to put their hands down here, and that is actually called scorpion. And it wasn't something that I learned from Jay. It was something that I think Ramana did, or people who are saying that the grasshopper's too tight here, so I got to go here. But it's more of a scorpion. It's not the same back bend. All right. So I'm going to pull my chest into extension and then keep it. And then bend up and reach, 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 reach. So you go into a swan dive, bend the femurs, kick them up, 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 up. All right. Okay. And then you can hang off your barrel and stretch everything out. Okay. We nailed it. Ah, it feels so good on the library. Okay, bye. Um, so Amy said she thinks that grasshoppers feel the best on the ladder barrel. And I personally, it took me a really long time to actually like it on the ladder barrel over the spine corrector. But to be honest, it's so much easier to push into the ladder. So, because on the spine corrector, it's kind of hard for me to push into the floor, and so I do have a little break in my lower back that I don't like that I do when I bend my knees. But here, I feel like I can really like stand in my arms. One, because I don't want to knock my teeth out on the ladder, but it's just really nice. Um, so yeah. Okay. Questions, and those of you who have ladder barrels, play with what's in your practice, right? You please don't do things that are gonna hurt yourself. We have two, we can move this. And then those 2x4s are there for if you want to use the purple one, we can take the picture down. Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't hit it. It's not glass, but it's not the most expensive frame. Here you go. And then I'm just gonna hold on, guys. I walked away from the computer just as you're probably raising your hand. There we go. Then you won't hit that hook. Okay. Okay. Questions? Oh, definitely go to the bathroom before you jump on your stomach. Do not. Yes, Sarah.
Okay, you can hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. Why is there the handstand on the ladder barrel um, and the handstand on the push-up device and like zero preparatory exercise for that? It like comes out of nowhere.
I can see that, but it doesn't. But I can see that. Um, so candlestick, also a handstand, just different kind. Hanging pull-ups. Sorry, Christine, I'm gonna mute you.
Oh, maybe, thank you.
Um, uh, Hanging pull-ups is a great place to practice like a straight back. Um, you also have like all the tall back stuff really is prepping you. Anytime you're a weight bearing on your arms is prepping you. I get like the getting into it, but we have some weight bearing stuff. That being said, tendon stretch, you're practicing getting your head below your heart and with those super straight legs. So I see it. And also then we have pike on the floor that has on the window chair that has a straight leg up and a straight leg up. You can go into a handstand there. So, um, so yeah, I think obviously on the reformer, probably not the safest place for anyone to be doing a handstand, although I think there is some people who do one from headstand. It's not something I have done or seen, but I've heard about it. And then on the mat, um, there's not a handstand, but you can do a headstand in the push-ups to get ready for headstand. So you like get yourself into a push-up position, you bend, you put your head down, and you take your hands off. So it feels out of nowhere, and also it's like a culmination of everything that you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. I felt that way, Sarah, about snake and twist for years. Like for years, I was like, what is this? It feels like it's like out of all the reformer stuff, it feels like it makes zero sense to me, right? And it's so funny because you could all raise your eyebrows because I taught you twist on your hip. And like, but it felt like that. And now obviously I'm like, oh my God, look at that. That lets me know if they can do snake and twist. That lets me know. So I think maybe fun homework for you is just to start seeing where the handstands are everywhere. Press ups, right? Yeah, the arms are down, but there's some things. So yeah, does that give you some ideas? Okay, well, I'm gonna give you homework to just start to see like where are we putting weight on our hands that could get us ready for a handstand, you know? Because really most people struggle with handstands is not the straight arms, the weight on the arms, it's the center. So every single exercise, balancing on the barrel without caving your lower back, your leg pulls, lifting one leg without your lower back going down. It's all preparing you for handstand. Can't do a handstand if you hang out your lower back. So there's a lot of little handstands. I think you'll find it. I think the other thing I'll add why people are playing, Sarah, is like, I can't ask Joe because he's gone. And when I asked Jay about some stuff with the push-up devices, he was like, it's for the more gymnastics people. I don't think everyone learns handstand on the ladder barrel. I think it's one of those exercises that like not everyone does. But your clients who are showing signs of like to challenge themselves, want to do the fun things, I think that's where you get to have fun. How can I get them ready for handstand? You know? And so I think it's a way to like humble some of those clients who need it and also to challenge them in all their other work. So I imagine it didn't come out of nowhere back then, but it probably was specific for some of the gymnasts who needed
That's
it.
what I'm wondering. Is it perhaps it was given to people who already are practicing a handstand in some other, whether they're gymnasts or whatever, because it is more
Women,
challenging. It's far
yeah.
more challenging to be doing it on the two. So
Hmm.
I do a lot of handstands. This is why I'm asking these questions.
Yeah.
There's different versions of the handstand. The one on the ladder barrel is a very, very straight, very much like what an acrobat would do. And
Hmm.
also with the hands on the wood, it's very similar to these blocks you would use if you train handstands. They sell these little
Hmm.
blocks if you do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gymnastics or acro
Yeah,
or
no.
whatever.
There's a circus school here.
Anyway,
I've
my
seen it.
point is, it seems so advanced. It just seems to me like it was something that was given to people who already had that in their practice to challenge them, because I can't imagine I would ever give this to anyone who's not already doing handstands,
Oh, I mean,
you know?
Well,
well, we be, oh, go ahead, Kristen.
well, thinking about handstands, working with like on your tower or your Cadillac with the leg springs and the
Yeah.
rollback bar and all like rolling
Like airplane,
10%
airplane, as you come down, you
airplane.
land in handstand. I
Yeah.
agree. Like Sarah, I absolutely see what you're saying. And I also will say, like, never underestimate the power that your clients can do. But this is not where I'm going to teach them handstand. Like I said, I'm going to make sure that they're doing weight bearing activities. But if they're doing the pull ups on the Wunda chair, right, the pull ups is on its way to a type of a handstand. And
Hmm.
I can lower the spring setting and lower the spring setting until they have no springs and they could still pull the pedal up and they're going to a half a handstand. So I think like, of course, I'm not giving anyone off the street this exercise, but if you've been coming to me for a while and we are doing airplane and you are doing long spine massage and you are doing some of these things, I'm trusting that you have some weight bearing. I'm going to put your feet on the wall and put you upside down and see how you do. And I'm not going to go to handstand on the ladder barrel, but I could do jumping stomach. See how she's going a little on her lower back, but she's getting her, yeah, yeah. She has to be just taller. Getting there. Um, so like this, they have to get taller. Once they're able to do this, and I know they can do the floor one with their feet on the wall. Now I know I can combine the two to go up and come down. Hey guys, if you're just gonna, hey guys, just a little quieter. You can keep talking, just a little quieter. So I just would say, like, I understand the fear around it, and I also just want to give you permission. Like yes, we have a lot of clients who are so deconditioned they might not get here, but I also always want to think about where some people could ever go because then it helps me challenge them even in the foundational work. Right? I'm not letting a leg spring go with their arms down by their side because even if they're 60 and they'll never do a handstand in front of me in this lifetime, that is their handstand. Right. So that's why I mean, like, I challenge you to see it in other things because um, Christine is going to kill herself on her jumping stomach side. I just think that, like, there's more to give people. I think you can challenge them. You're so strong and you have a practice, but I think you can. I'm not saying you're going to give them handstand next year, but think about what if I was going to give them handstand in 2 years? What would they need to do? All right, Melissa, you're gonna try. Are you stretching, Melissa? Or are you jumping on your stomach? Okay, you're jumping on your stomach. Oh Lord, here we go. Okay, that's good, Melissa, but a little, you're gonna pull your center up with you. Oh, better. Oh, she's getting it. That one was better, Melissa. Oh, that one you straightened out in the air. That was really fun. Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty. Jumping stomach, you really want to think about like how would a Joe do it? Right? Like this is not a graceful exercise, it's a strong exercise. I said it earlier, like light as a feather, stiff as a board. See how smooth she went up because she slid, you did your toe the right way. She used her sock. That's smart. Mhm. Oh yeah. So just kick up and over. Just standing your arms and then make sure she hooks one foot. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you guys can help her. Yep. hmm and then you, yep, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to get closer to kick up, but you were, yeah, then you just land over. And then with a shorter person, you just do the same thing. You just gonna put their foot there, or if it doesn't reach because they're short, they have to be so connected that when you push their foot, their leg down, they come up like she did. Just, yeah. Questions for those at home? Yeah, Daryl.
And I just really like what you just said about I hadn't heard it. I missed it earlier when you said light as a feather, stiff as a board. And to imagine Joe practicing some of these exercises, because it has been, I feel like through time, it's become this like precious, we talked about this, it's like precious ballerina, aesthetic, graceful type thing. And it's like, wait a second, like the person who originally created this method was like, into boxing and horseback riding and like very burly man. And so I feel like that really does help to bring like a counterbalance to kind of the
hmm
preciousness of how where things have gone with Pilates.
I agree. I think it's like, especially when we start to look at like the jumping stomach and the handstand, like that can't be precious. You cannot, you have to, like, everything has to be on, but you can't be stiff. Like, I mean, stiff as the board, but you can't be like you can't, stiff is the wrong word. You can't bear down because then you're not going to lift up, right? You have to, like, it really forces some timing and also reveals, like, when I first started doing jumping stomach, I didn't get off the barrel. I left my stomach behind. Yeah, that's it. There you go. hmm Yep. So, like I think um there's something, it's kind of like how in the Olympics they want like ice skating to be this like pretty precious pageantry, but like some of the best ice skaters were doing the backflips. You know what I mean? Like there's so much strength in that. Like why are we making it pretty? Like there's so much, it's pretty already. Like there's so much strength in it. Yeah. So you lost your center. Yeah. Well, that leg wasn't in the center. So mhm. So I don't know. I really appreciate these. And even if you can't do it, I think there's a definite merit to like, what if I lay on my stomach and reach into this bar? And how could I lift everything up? Reach and lift my legs. Like I think there's something to it, even if you don't pop up. Like, just can you get into a tall back with your legs up without arching your back? Can you just reach? hmm Yeah. And it took me years to get the handstand. Oh my God. I remember having to like practice that falling down and you'll fuck it up. I like landed on my knees one time because I got scared and I like started to crumple. Like you just gotta see, she wants to leave her center behind. She's gotta lift. Yeah. Bring your center with you. Yeah. Take a second, Christine, before you go into your next one each time. Take a second, find your center, and then up. So you're not bouncing off, you're lifting from your hamstrings and your stomach. One, two, and oh, that was not it. Straight legs. See if she wants to bend her knees each time. Yeah. The cartwheel. I don't know. Control balance off. That it still wants to straighten, but bend this, but better, better. It's getting better. Yeah. That's enough beating yourself up. She clearly has a strong pelvic floor, folks. Um, one sec. Yeah. Oh, directly underneath your shoulders. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put your toes on the barrel. Flex your foot. Put your toes on the barrel. There you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Next time, try the straight leg because you don't get to go with the bent leg. I think it needs to be in zero for this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, um, any questions on the ab series, horseback, back bend, stretch? All those make sense. Those are obviously more accessible. Uh, this control bounce off, you'd add in at the end of your tree. Just for clarification, you do not need to be able to come back on just because you got off. Like if that, you can learn that another day, right? Especially like if you don't have a handstand practice or practice kicking up, you're gonna want to practice that, right? Totally need to. Um, grasshopper, you have to stay in extension. See how Christine changed her head position. It should be, pick up that pink mat. Yeah, it should be a zero for you. There you go. Yeah. So in grasshopper, you're in extension. So bend your elbows, but leave your thoracic in extension. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Now bend your knees and then reach up to the ceiling and then beat the legs. Yeah. I don't know. I think you look good. I think you just have to move a little. So you got to move with straighter legs, babe. You're preemptively bending. And then they're bent. They're bent whatever they need to be to get you in there. Yeah, don't overdo it. Just bend it. And then they actually don't even need to straighten. You can actually keep them bent and come up, so they don't have to straighten. I like to straighten them, but there are people who say they never bend or they never straighten, excuse me, they only bent the whole time. But like I kind of need this, I need them to straighten to get me to reset. But she just wants to keep bending a little too soon. She's got a swan dive. Okay, so um okay, so you guys, we're gonna take a bio break, 7 minutes. We'll come back at the hour, wherever that is for you. And then we're gonna do some breakout room stuff. Kristen is pairing you off. If you cannot teach or move today, you need to let Kristen know in this moment. Because some of you are camera off, but we can put you in those rooms to play, but we need to know if you're not joining that at all, so we don't put you in a room and you leave someone behind. So, top of the hour, please be back on time so we can move on to our next fun thing. Okay, so what's going to happen is you guys are going to get put in breakout rooms, and we're trying our best based on those who answered to pair you with people hopefully you haven't worked with before or haven't worked with a lot. If you end up with someone you work with a lot, lucky you. But I'm a big, like, I really do believe that we need to have Pilates friends everywhere we are at, because you never know when you need it. And when we couldn't get into Canada, I used an eLevate grad's house. She was 2 hours from the border, had a full-on studio, and I took over her house because I knew her, you know? So, and in I'm sure you heard in the 5.1 group, one of Dan's clients is moving, and she happens to be moving into Desiree's neighborhood. So, like, it's really fun to have a community of people. And obviously, when you guys graduate, your community is going to get so much bigger. And one thing I'm so proud of is that eLevate people will help elevate people out, right? So I really want you to have access to other people. So Kristen is doing a jigsaw puzzle. I'm trying to make that happen. So you're going to be with someone, and hopefully everyone has equipment. There might be one duet that only one person does, but the goal is that you guys are taking turns. So they're going to tell you a mat exercise or a connection that they struggle with. You're going to teach them a few exercises on some barrels, then check out that mat exercise, see what you think. Were you on the right track? Then the next person goes, the next person. So in 30 minutes, each person should be able to go at least 2 times, if not 3 times, right? So, so please don't take 20 minutes on one person. I need someone to be like, time to switch, right? Like, it's really easy to get like harpy on little things. If you are not able to do certain exercises, say it at the top. Just say, can't do those, so that the person doesn't even have to scramble. Okay. Honor your bodies. If you end up in an exercise, you're like, ooh, that's too much for me today. Say it. You're not performing for each other. It's important for each teacher to go, oh, okay, I can't do that. What can I do? Um, and then the other thing is if you find yourself going, is it this or is it this? Just write it down, because we're going to bring you back out and we'll have time to answer the questions. I don't want you guys to go, no, it's this, and like memorize the opposite, right? So, Kristen, are we ready? Okay, so get ready. You're going to go into breakout rooms, people at my house. You're not getting paired necessarily with someone here. Might be somewhere else. You'll find out. Mystery. Welcome back. Everyone's coming back. You guys, we did not get the rain that I thought we would. I thought it was going to pour on us. I was so excited. Yeah. I love a summer rain. All right. How'd it go? Wonders, curio curiosities, questions, celebrations? No, it was just fine. Okay, Laura.
Uh, couldn't unmute. So Vero had me do the short box series on the ladder barrel, and like, it's a crazy like game changer, because I learned to hook the feet like you said, and you put a pad under there and all that, and it felt so much better on my back than it does on the reformer. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
want to do it there all the time.
I think you and Vero have a little plan of action, a little dynamic duo. You can check in with your short boxes.
It's great. Thank you, Vero.
I love it. I love this. What else? Questions on exercises, things that came up, celebrations. It's fun to work with a stranger. You'll go? Okay, Christine.
Yeah, Stu gave me some really great tips because when we did the mat, when I was doing the mat earlier, when we started, you were telling me about my pelvis and you gave me feedback. So I brought that up with Sarah, and she gave me some great tips about reaching my leg. And you told me to reach too, but the way Sarah cued it, that was with Sarah and Sue. I was like, the way Sarah cued me to reach my leg for the basketball. somehow it just unlocked something, and I felt that opposition and that hip opens between that and the barrel work. So, anyways, it was just a good reminder that you can get the same cue from a bunch of people, but then somebody will say it's just the right way to unlock something for you. So keep curiosity going because somebody will help you find what you need.
Hmm. I love that. I do. And also, I think like it's compounding, like all the work you did. So that when you hear the right thing, you're like, oh, that's what they're meaning. Got it. Way to go, Sarah. Way to go. And Christine for figuring out Vero.
So, Laura and I, like you were saying, so we struggle with a lot of similar things like the tightness in the upper back and being able to find extension. And both of us, it was kind of like a reminder that like sometimes we can't pinpoint exactly where that stiffness originates. Is it like, is the chicken and the egg? Is it like, is it more of a hip thing or is it an upper back thing? And
Right.
like making sure to do both things, like, yeah, we do the arm series, but then, okay, let's do the stretches on the ladder barrel because that also opens up the hips. So then now we can find, the swan prep and we can find single leg kick and all those things. So just like making sure you kind of hit both or all the different portions of the chain, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that's so did I tell you guys this? I don't know. I talked to a lot of people over the last 3 weeks. I taught my arm back connection workshop in Los Angeles. And Christine was there. And remember Nicole, right? Yeah. So Nicole is the owner of the studio and she chose the workshop. And I asked her why. She said, oh, I really struggle with this. And I thought that was so funny because she's so strong. And I like wouldn't pinpoint that. And I said, well, show me she said, teaser, I really have a hard time. So I said, show me your teaser. So she did her teaser on the mat and I gave her a dowel to make this arm back connection thing because that's the workshop, right? So I gave her a dowel for the arm back connection. She pulls this apart and she comes up and she came up crooked. Like as if she had scoliosis or something. But her arm back connection was amazing. And I was like, I think it's your spine. I think it's your center. Like I think when we don't have the shoulders to distract us, it's revealing where it's coming from. And so with that information, then she like went down and so I put a pad, she doesn't have scoliosis, but I put a pad on her side that was skipping and like brought the mat up, just a thin, just like a stomach massage pad and voila, you know? So like it's really we have to be mindful that sometimes letting someone else's eyes or sometimes going at your problem a different way, especially if you've been working on something like Laura has been doing her arm series like crazy. So we know she's in process there, right? But maybe it's like taking that to the next level and seeing what information it gets us. Vero has been working on her hips up this whole time. So she's opened her back and she's worked on these things. But maybe we have to work on so I just think it's always worth exploring and like noticing what exercises you might even be avoiding in your practice, not the advanced ones that you already know you can't do that, but like just the other ones. You're like, oh, that's so beginner, or that's so remedial, or like I'm past that. I have like, I will say I used to skip the stretches on the barrel because I'm like, I'm so flexible. It's not a problem. And now I get on in the last year, I've been like, these are helping me be so strong. These are helping me get everything. Like it's just different to approach it. So I love that. I love that observation, ladies. I hope that makes sense. And also, I hope that story was fun because it was hilarious. So I watched it. I was like, God, it's not your arm back connection at all. You're fine. Who else? Anne, you're unmuted. Do you want to say something? I think she is. Maybe she's not connected to audio. No. Okay. Anyone else? Melissa.
Yeah, I'll weigh in. Um, Actually, the things Amy was having me do for my crab really did help a light bulb moment go off for me. So thank you, Amy. Some of the, leg series on the spine corrector, like opening up the hips more because I'm not a super flexible body by any means. And so it just was like, woo, yeah. new things, right? New people. This is the first time Amy and I have worked together. So yeah, I appreciated it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love it. All right. Before we move on to the next thing, is there anything that came up? Questions? Carrie.
Like with Shannon, we were working on her shoulder bridge. One of the challenges is getting hands underneath the hips, especially because she has the shoulder thing that can turn into a migraine thing.
Yeah.
We tried it and then we put the hands down um, but I'm just wondering, like, is there a time when the arms are like too long for that? Because I feel like that is also a challenge for me to find where I can support my hips and feel like I'm not just dumping into my low back. Like, how can we get a
Yeah.
little more support from that?
Yeah. So, couple things. The ideal is the hands underneath the hips. But in all honesty, Shannon, I don't ever want you to ever have a migraine. So I probably would just not do it for a year and work on the opening your hips. Like I would just like not even a year. That's a long time. I would say like just like my back bends, I couldn't do it at big extensions for 6 months. I would say 6 months, no hands on your hips, but focus on opening your thighs, really connecting your hamstrings, getting those legs when they kick to not be from the hip flexors only. Like because because she's so strong and she does have mobility, but she doesn't have enough in the hips to get. So then there's this wedging and then there's this pinching. That's what's happening because it should be able to be wide, right? So until we can create the space, personally, I don't give a fuck if like I think you're still a strong, advanced, amazing client without your hands there, right? Like that's just what I would say. Um, and work on the opening of the hips because it will get better, right? As far as you, Carrie, I think it's a matter of like the more we open up your shoulders and your hips, you like that. I think is why you feel that dumping is because to get your hands under there, you've now lost the strength of the shoulders to be wide. So now you're like this. And so then there's nothing to hold the hips up. And so the hips are just dumping. Does that make sense? So personally, I think you both can, they're like for you, Carrie, the more you keep working on this extension and shoulder width and all that stuff you were doing, I think, and then both of you opening your hips and really finding length there, I think it will come. But I actually think too many people are trying to put their hands under there, and most people don't look connected. They look propped up in a non-fun way. Christine fills in her elbows. It is for sure because she is more mobile in her lower back than she is in the front of her hips. Yeah, it couldn't. Oh, of course, of course, of course, of course, because you did 17 things and like to stretch your hips. But so I'm not saying it's a never. I'm saying like if that is a goal, then the homework, your exercises are what am I doing to open my hips without going to my lower back? Right? What am I doing to strengthen my hamstrings without doing too much butt? Right? Like what are the homework? And then check in and go, oh, not today. Nope, still feels tight. Like it took me a long time to get my hands under my hips and I'm flexible, but I was a runner. So my quads were really tight and it hurt my wrist. It hurt my wrist to put my hands so that I could shove them in there and it just felt awful. So I just stopped for a really long time. You can still do high sits with high bicycle. You can transition, take them down, pull your mat apart, work the strength. Like it also will really help keep you honest on where you're actually kicking from because your hips are going to get lower on their own. So you have to really work on that. So I don't know. It might not be an answer anyone likes, but that's what I would recommend. I think, it's easy to get caught up on like I should be able to do it by now by that. And like that's just not a thing for me. I just don't I think that's not nice on the body, you know. So I don't know if it gives you two some things to think about. Yeah. But I do see them in your future pain-free and migraine-free, the more your hips are open. Yeah. And strong hamstrings. Okay. All right. Ready for the next fun thing? Oh, go ahead, Sue.
I had kind of a question in regards to um, the equipment. So, do you like at the beginning of the class today, you either started on people on the mat or on the barrel, and then we transition. Do you have a recommendation on like if I've got a chair, I've got a barrel, I've got my reformer and some my is
Hmm.
there do you have a recommended order at all, or is it
That's a great
really
question.
just
No one has asked this question.
mm,
Huh, Kristen? Did anyone ask this question in your group? This is great. So, mat and reformer are your bread and butter. Okay.
okay.
In an ideal world,
Hmm.
they would start on one of those and do the whole
Okay.
order on whatever the one started.
Gotcha.
And then they'll do a partial, usually of the next one. If you start on the mat, you should be able to get done with a full mat in under 25 minutes.
Right. Hmm.
Now, if they're learning it, it's going to take longer, but you should never be learning all 34 exercises. So it's quite possible someone might only have 10 exercises on the mat and 20 exercises on the reformer. Then they can do both of their full order in a
Hmm.
session. And you can
Hmm.
alternate. Okay, started on Monday on the mat, so on Wednesday we'll start on the reformer. And that
Got it.
helps you see what is happening, right? And then you
Hmm.
always end with your exercise, and your exercises are going to be the same for weeks, you
Hmm.
know, because they have to get stronger. Like I went to the gym today, and my workout today is the same workout I had last Sunday. And it's the same
Hmm.
workout I had the Sunday before. It's the same workout I had the Sunday before. The reps
Yeah.
might have changed, the weight might have changed. And guess what Thursday's workout is? Half of Monday's workout is on Thursday's workout because it's a foundational move that I have to keep doing. So this is very similar to how fitness works. It's how the body
Hmm.
works, right? Now,
Hmm.
as you start to see, okay, let's say your sessions are 50 minutes long. Let's say you know that their mat and reformer order take 38 minutes, and one day it took 36. Then you can add new exercises to the your exercises.
Okay.
And the your exercises are on the Cadillac, chairs, barrels, head pull, props,
Got it.
that kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Here's the deal. If we know the chair is more advanced, I mean, there's a few things beginners can do well, but it is more advanced. You're
Hmm.
probably taking a beginner probably to the Cadillac and then eventually some barrels and then some chair, right? So they're not
Right.
going to do all three of like that. That might not be a thing. Like your exercises might be
Right.
Cadillac and a high chair,
Okay.
Cadillac and a barrel. Now, if someone comes three times a week or more, that's when they're advanced, you could spend time on the other equipment. You could
Hmm.
spend more time. But if they're new or intermediate, you're just maybe you take that time to do different your like additional your exercises, but essentially you're working with their system and building out. We got to get them the connection strong enough and build out their mat and reformer. Now once they have a full mat and a full reformer, not to say advanced, but like now the reformer is taking 30 minutes, so maybe you pick which mat exercises you want to see on
Hmm.
that day. And on the day that their mat takes the 25 minutes, maybe you pick the 20 minutes of exercise you want to see on the reformer. So maybe you do footwork and skip the 100 because they had the mat already. But you're always trying to save 10 to 15 minutes for the your exercises.
Okay. Got it.
Cool? Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vero.
There's two common slash meditations. One is I just so appreciate that what you just said with Carrie's question, that like it doesn't matter what the exercise is supposed to look like in a perfect world. It's like you always priorities listen to your body. It's like the first certification program I went through, it was just like, no, just do it. It's like that's just stupid because it's like, yeah, you can try to jam your arms under there. You can, like you said, but it's like, what are you actually teaching your brain and your body? Like nothing, just how to hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Also, it doesn't teach you anything about progressing your clients. And I
no.
get it. I do understand. Like Jay even said, you have to have all these exercises in your body to truly teach them. I get that to a point. I don't think your snake and twist has to be perfect yet to teach it. But you do have to really understand what a twist feels like and what extension, like you have to have some understanding. And then you have to have enough time spent in your self practice and in your own journey. I think empathy is really important. I think being able to tell clients, like, I struggle with this too, is fine. And I think that, yeah, I would love every teacher to be able to do control balance off before they teach it. But also, if you can do part of it and you've got a client who has it in them, but you know, because you've been teaching each other, like that's the thing. Like we have all these other people, and you can go, hey, hold on, I can't do that. What does it feel like? And that's what I hope you guys are taking advantage of each other for. Hey, I don't have a tight lower back. What does that feel like to you? Right? What are you feeling? So that helps you become a better teacher. But I do think that there's too much now. In a perfect world, teachers would have longer time being in a program to explore and progress. I get that they're shorter because we got to get them working, but there's got to be a way that they're invited to be in progress. Kristen, you wanted to add something to that, and then there was another thing that Vero had. Go ahead.
Oh, I just think that using your group as a resource is such an important thing. And it will help you be a better teacher, you know. I think that's one of the things that our little cohort has come away with, the cohesiveness and being able to just reach out to each other and say, so I was feeling this, or I don't quite get this. Can you take a look at me? Or can you take a look at my client,
Hmm.
and give me another set of eyes? And it is so incredibly helpful to have the group of resources. I mean, I didn't have that really at all before eLevate. Um,
Hmm.
and I didn't have somebody that could teach me on a regular basis at all. And so it is such a gift, to
Hmm.
have a group that you all do to take
Hmm.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Did you have one more thing, Vero, or did I hear it all?
Yeah, no, the other thing was also like I so love what you emphasize about like the benefit of repetition of these movements. It's like I feel like in the fitness world there's a common understanding of like you have to keep practicing deadlifts. You never stop practicing deadlifts. You never stop practicing presses. Like there's movements that are considered foundational. And even if you add in different things, like, what we're talking about, like your exercises, but the foundational stuff is what it is. And like we keep practicing that and building on that. And I feel like it's so hard sometimes to not get frustrated with how like Pilates has become this like
Hmm.
over curated choreo,
Hmm.
like like
Hmm.
you have to like reinvent the whole thing every time you come to class and keep
Hmm.
people entertained, rather than like, no, there's so much value to repetition. Why are we not repeating over and over what we need to actually do for the body?
And I think the answer is that they didn't do it, so they don't have that in their body, right? They didn't repeat things. They learned it really quickly. Like, it's hard. It's just really hard. If you want to be entertained, that is what a movie is for. That is what a soul cycle class is for, you know? Like they will go get a Peloton membership. It is a very entertaining class, you know? But if you want to get good at something, and by the way, while you're being entertained with good music, you're just fucking pedaling. So it's really funny how like they don't mind repeating when runs and hikes and but oh my God, heaven forbid I have to do the 100 again. So I think we just have to educate people, be patient and like hear them out and go, I hear what you want and here's why I do this. And I think part of that is you got to start trusting yourselves.
Yeah.
You know this is good. You wouldn't be here. You know this stuff works. So why do you like this? And like it's okay if they don't like that answer. You just say, look, like I hear you, but this is how I teach. And if you like me and you want my eye, this is how we're going to do it. And if you don't, I'm happy to send you. I've told you guys this before. Somebody was an OPC member, and after 3 weeks, they said, all of her classes are like the same order. Like I know what's coming next. It was hilarious. It was like such an argument. Like, and she's like, so I just think this is so boring. Like, why do people keep taking the same thing? Like we know I know it's coming next. And the OPC community manager was like, oh, it sounds like you like a more contemporary style of Pilates. May we suggest that you actually use Leslie's coupon code to Pilates anytime? You'll get 30 days free. She's on there. So if you need a Leslie fix, she's there. But you should filter for contemporary classes. And you won't see her stuff, but you're going to get a new class every single time. And the person was like, oh, like they just didn't, like, if that's what you want, I'm not going to force you to like what I like, but you certainly don't get to force me to like what you like. Right? Like there's other stuff. We're not on an island where we're starving and we have to like, no, we have, the world is our oyster. So for now it is. So you can do it. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard because like some people can be really confrontational and you're like, oh, I'm not a confrontational person. Oh my God, I don't know if I have the thing. You're also allowed to say, do you know what would be great? Can we talk about this at the next session? I would like to, at the next session, explain to you this process, but I want to get through these exercises and then I have a client right after. Like just buy yourself some time to like come to your Elevate group. Okay, this is what they want to say. They said, this is what I want to say. What else would you say? And then at the next session, go, okay, so I heard you. Here's my feedback. We have this many sessions left. And if you don't like it at the end, you don't feel like you're making changes, then I'm happy to send you to a friend who at another studio. You know what I mean? So like it's okay to not have the answer in that moment. That is something that I remember in the teacher training that I did for Equinox. We taught the group fitness people and teachers, we taught them if people ask a question in a class and it doesn't flow and it's going to interrupt the flow, tell them to ask you say at the end of class. And if you don't know the answer, tell them at the end of class, hey, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to be teaching at this time next week. Will you be here so I can bring you the answer? Now it holds them accountable to showing up. You better go learn that answer, but like you have a week. You know what I mean? So like it's actually really cool. People like it when you're that thoughtful. And if they're like, you can't believe you don't know, not an asshole. It's okay to be like, yeah, totally a human. Maybe you should go find someone else. Like, it's okay to call people out who are assholes. Like you can't, I mean, like you can find your way, but just go, yeah, I don't know it. That's a really unique question. Like, so anyways, is that helpful? Yeah. Christine. Yeah.
Circling back to somebody was talking about the order. So I was just thinking about that. So even with a baby client, will we still save the last 15 minutes for your exercise, even if they're like brand spanking new, they only know half the like they know like three of the mat, and always save it for your exercises.
Yes, because that's how they get the connections to get more. I can't, that's where people are getting screwed up. They're getting progressed too quickly because they didn't get time in your exercises. So instead of, oh, I have 15 more minutes, let's add more to the mat. No, they can't. They're rolling like a ball sucks. We're not going to give them seal. It's a baby client and it's a private session. We have options, right? We gotta figure out what about they have a hard time turning on their glutes. Okay, we gotta go to the high chair and do some footwork. We gotta go to the window chair, put a box against it. Like your exercises allows us to give them more because what happens is it won't take you as long the next time to teach that same mat order. So that your exercises will expand. Oh, shoot, today I got 20 minutes. Okay, that's a sign that next week I am able to add in another mat exercise. It's going to take me 3 minutes to teach it. Maybe another reformer exercise. Another reformer exercise, right? But you don't want to be giving people more than 1 or 2 new exercises per piece of equipment because if they are sore the next day, we don't know which new exercise was the problem. So if Christina's my client, she's never done all that big stuff on the ladder barrel, right? I cannot teach her grasshopper, swan, and the big back bend on the same day, because if her back hurts, I don't know which one of them did it. Right? So you wanna take your time with them. So baby clients, especially when people get more advanced, you like they know they're it's a little easier to like add new things in, but no, you'll get to use those a lot. Hmm. Yeah. Amy. Wow, we just ripped off the band-aid of the questions. I'm loving this.
Okay, so you might want to mute. No, you're okay. Okay, so I think that's exciting then. That makes like, don't you think? That's like now I have like all these exercises that we've learned and it's so individual to each person and it makes my job easier because I have them in a row kind of all in my head. So I can kind of like do it on the fly. But then it makes my life, my job as a teacher exciting. So it's not so boring.
Yeah, it's well, because you're not like, oh, what do we need to do today? No, I literally, my clients who came twice a week, I'm like, where? I literally would ask them, where do we start last time? They're like, oh, on the mat. Okay, get on the reformer. Let's go. You know? And I knew what your exercises was, and I could watch and go, oh, that's really interesting. That's really, why is it happening today? You know? And it's like, you know what? Hey, like, of course you can take someone off the reformer earlier and have more time with your exercises, but like it's your exercises are the connections that they need. And then you'll lose that. Like, okay, we don't need to do chest expansion kneel anymore because we're doing it on the reformer and they got it. Okay, now that opens up time to go do shoulder roll down because they got to strengthen the back of their legs for their leg pull, right? Yeah. Cool. Laura.
I can probably guess your answer, but I just want to ask it anyway. What do you
Okay.
do when that client comes in and they're like, "Hey, can we work on the chair today?" And like you know that they're not ready for like half of the chair exercises and they're like a hot mess.
My question is, why do they even know that the chair exists? So do they know because they're taking group classes? Like, why do they know it exists?
Well, so a lot of times in the CP world, like we don't really use the chair much until you get to like the level 2 classes. And then sometimes you
Okay.
throw in like easier exercises in a 1.5. So what the front desk does to sell privates is like, "Oh, you want to work on the chair? Let's do some privates." So then they come in and they're expecting to work on the chair during their private.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So the front desk needs to say you're going to get more time on the chair, but the full hour will not be on the chair. You can just tell the front desk and say there's never a full hour on the chair. Nothing.
Okay.
But what you then do is great. I'm so excited to make sure I choose the right chair exercises for your body. Let's do a 30-minute reformer. Let's go.
Okay.
And then we have 20 minutes on the chair.
Okay.
Okay. Or
And then you
25 minutes,
add in
whatever.
and then you add on a couple of your exercises on things that
Yeah, because the chair,
okay.
well, if the I mean, I get that. Like they're being sold that, and I get the problem. So what I would just say is like start with, okay, and this is what I tell them as I'm working them on the reformer. Okay, so I'm seeing you need to work on how you reach through your legs. So I'm noting that for the chair exercises we're doing. Oh, you do this really well. Okay, I'm gonna add that in for a challenge. So then
Okay.
you're like, okay, get to the chair. So here we're gonna go with this. This is gonna help this on the reformer. Okay, I chose this for you because of this. Okay, I chose this. So they're still going to get their chair, but they're also going to get educated that this is going to help these things. So when they go back to their class, that's what they're thinking about. That's how I would
Okay.
handle that situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, I mean, like I get that. Like they have to do it, and you know, what? Also, like I appreciate that. They're like, I want more out of my classes. So you might end up with a bunch of private clients. And because you're like, yeah, this is how we need to do it. And you want more, we got to get these things to get that up to more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And then if they're coming, like if they did like 3 or 4 classes with you that week and they're doing a private and you know their body, sure, okay, the fourth session can be a chair thing. But if they're not ready for a full chair thing, then you have to warm them up and use that warm up to tell you what they can and can't probably do. Yeah. Yeah. Vero. And then Anne.
I think one of those eternal dilemmas is the person who chooses to come to group class because of just budget.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I had this a few months ago where at the beginning of class, they don't share all the things that are actually going on in their bodies, in their
Oh,
body.
I know. I understand those people.
And then after class, it's like they're giving you this laundry list of like the things that they actually are, not comfortable doing it. And you're like, why did you show up to a group class? A, and then, when you tell them about privates, like, you really need to be doing privates. Like you can't, you, your condition right now is not like appropriate for group classes. You know, I'm just,
Yeah, I think I would change. I would probably in onboarding emails, like before your first class, if there's any, I would just make sure multiple times saying if there's anything going on in your body that we need to know about because there's an extra bit problem, you do need to tell us before class. And if we don't like, if we've never worked with you before, you've never had a teacher, you need to contact the studio, like some way of saying, like, so that we can prepare for the clients in the class. If there's anything you can't do, we need to know beforehand. Otherwise, they could choose something you can't do, and then you're not going to get that. For the person who then won't do a private, I think you just simply say, similar to like what Shannon said to her clients, as long as you're only doing classes, our ability to progress you is limited because in the classes on our schedule, we only have access to these pieces of equipment. And what you need is over here. And so, what I would, in a perfect world, we maybe pause classes and do some privates to get you to this level to be in classes, or you are going to have to miss out on some exercises until you're ready. And in a group environment, that can take a long time in your situation. And to say, and I would say, I understand this is a frustrating piece of information. I'm frustrated for you. But the reality is like you need the time on the Cadillac before you're on the reformer, or you need time over here before you're on this. And so, when you're ready to invest that time, we are ready to do that. In the meantime, you have to listen for what exercises you can't do, and you must omit them. Do something else that we already did, you know? But this is a group class and not a private. And what you're asking, I think it's really important to tell people you are asking the impossible. You're asking a teacher to provide a private special session just for you in a group. That's not possible. It's like asking the movie that filmed it in English, and this is going to sound like an asshole American, to put the subtitles in French for the one person who's there. It's like we don't know that a French person was coming today. Like we don't know. Like how are we supposed to do that? That's not how the movie wasn't even made with French subtitles. We don't know. Like it's really hard. So like find your own analogy for it, but I think we have to educate people. You are asking the teacher to provide a private session for you in a group class, and we can't do that. So what we can do is you can do X number of privates and learn your modifications and apply them to class. If you want to not need those modifications, we need to do private sessions to improve your connections. And this is where we're at. And by the way, any other studio that lets you in, they're probably not going to listen to your body. Like our classes only have this many people, you know? Yeah. Okay.
I just to chime in, I had something very recently similar to that. So I had a young lady that was taking group classes. She's 30. She actually was in a car accident when she was 21 and ended up stroking out on it. So she's paralyzed, somewhat paralyzed, on her left shoulder, basically doesn't stay in the socket very well without a brace. And then she's got a kind of a bad leg. So she
And
was
she's
showing up
coming
into
to
my
groups.
Exactly. And I kept telling him, I'm like, she should not be coming because I was spending all my time helping her and modifying. And I'm like, this is not appropriate for a group class. And I nagged him about it, and they finally had a conversation with her. And so I know she's taking some privates now. But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly
And
to your
I
point. I'm
also
like,
would think that most people don't have the awareness that they're that unique.
yes. And
Uh,
and to me it was not only did she not have the pelvic stability because she had never done, but it's a safety issue. Plus and I know this is a little bit of lower down, but I'm like, I've got 11 other people in this is Club Pilates class, and
Yeah.
I'm like, they're expecting one thing, and if I can't keep them moving because I'm constantly modifying for
No.
somebody else because she really needs a private class, that's not fair
Yeah.
to them either. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so we just recently had it. And so, yes, I nagged about it for a couple weeks, and then they
I
finally had to chat with
I
her.
think I think
Um,
any studio owner listening, it's like you can simply have people fill out what injuries have you had? Oh, whoa, hold on. We want to be the home for you. But based on these things, we're going to need you to do a private session. We can make sure you can be safe in a group class because if you need assistance, but they're over with one of the other 11 people or 6 people or 5 people, it's not, it's, people just don't know. And I think that this is important. Yeah. And then I got to move on to some other fun things. And
Okay, so somebody who has osteoporosis or is an aging client, so they could do things with extension, but because it's a bigger range of motion on the ladder barrel, is it safe for them to do flexion?
um,
I would say, let me chime in here because I have
thank you.
osteoporosis. And it depends on where it is. So if it's in their back, then I would have to have them have that discussion with their endocrinologist and make sure that it's okay. So for my example, my osteoporosis, I have some in my back, but it's primarily in my hips. So flexion is fine. I had a big dispute with my master trainer on this. She should not be doing flexion. I'm like, I do flexion all the time. So I think it depends. They need to be aware of where their osteoporosis is, and if they don't know, they should have that talk with their endocrinologist and be able to provide that information for you, and that will determine what they can and can't do. That's my 2 cents on that. Leslie, maybe you have more experience on it,
No,
but
I
for my own
don't.
personal
I,
experience, that's what I would say.
I was going to say, it really is an annoying thing that it's person by person because it's also equipment by equipment. So I
Yeah, okay.
taught a teacher who had it, and we did short spine because we were on the classical equipment that she couldn't feel the carriage board under her back. But some of the contemporary equipment, as that cushion goes down, you can kind of feel it. You can feel it on some of the students. Like it just happens, right? So she can't do it there. Um, our other argument of some other people that I worked with is that like they are flexing their spine anyways. We should teach them how to do it strongly. So it really is going to depend on the person and what their doctor says they can do. And if they don't know, you have to tell them until you go talk to your doctor, we are limited and
Okay.
limit them
Yep,
and
I
put it
would
on them.
agree.
And if they aren't willing to do that and advocate for themselves, can I write some questions on a piece of paper and you take to your next doctor's appointment?
Okay.
Mhm.
But
Or can you ask your doctor if I have permission to call them and ask if you can do these certain things? So, like, doctors don't always know what we're doing. And the other thing is, people go, I want to do Pilates. And some doctors think it's something else and they'll say, no, you can't do that. So, it's like, you want to be able to chat with them, but it depends. And I wouldn't do this for a person in my 12-person class for someone else's studio. This is like your business. This is your like, don't go through the effort. Like you want to, because they shouldn't be in a class until they know what they can and can't do.
right. But
Yeah.
privately, just still have the
Privately,
doctor.
yeah, I would just limit the contraindications until you can talk with a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also make sure you're involved in like, as they go in for scans to see how things are doing, like, is anything changing? Is it getting better or worse? It's going to
Okay.
help you. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Um, we can have more questions at Q&A calls. I want to do something really fun. So here's what's going to happen. Uh, we're limited on time, so we're going to do like I might cut you off at 3 minutes, and please don't think that's because I'm like pulling a cane that I don't like it. I just want to get it through. But you get to teach someone on the screen 3 minutes of barrel stuff, right? Based on what they say they need. So, obviously, if there's anything you cannot do, just let them tell you. Here's what I would say. Try to keep what you can't do to like a billboard. Can't do X, Y, Z. Okay. Can't do Swan, Caesar, this. Just try to keep it so that we can, because I do have us, I want to have a limited time to do this and I want to make sure everyone gets to do it. So I'm going to have Carrie go first. Carrie, okay, here's the thing. It is cheating if you pick your partner. It's cheating. However, as we get closer to the end, you might end up with your partner. But if it's your partner and someone you haven't taught, there's someone who's not your partner, you have to teach the not your partner. Okay, it's cheating. So, Carrie, not your partner. Who do you want to teach for 3 minutes?
Teach Vera.
Vera. Okay, great. Okay, so Vera, you're going to tell her a mat exercise you struggle with. And then Carrie, take her through about 3-ish minutes. Everyone else, you're going to be watching And then you're going to give love notes to the teacher in the chat. Do not post the love notes until she's done teaching so she's not distracted by it. Got it? Okay. All right. And then
All right.
Kristen, you can spotlight the body.
All right. An exercise I struggle with on the mat is rocking.
Okay. What is the challenge that you feel the most in that?
Um, I think hip tightness through the front so that it like being able to like actually reach my feet without having to do all kinds of weird things to make it happen.
Okay. Let's use that barrel that you have in front of you for some leg series.
Okay.
Let's go into your frogs. Let's go for 4 here. Good. And as you reach out into that frog, I want you to think you're opening your hips. Feeling your hamstrings on, see if you can find a little more reach in the leg. Hold it out and draw your big circles. Good. And think of circling down. Change your direction. Start to notice his ribs into your barrel. Good. Frog back in. Nice. Take the legs straight up to the ceiling. We'll take that into your scissor. One leg down, one leg up. Good. One more set. Frogging back in. Going out for your beats. Really try to find that inner thigh hamstring. Squeeze and then lower down. Nice. Keep feeling your rib to hip connection when you lower down. And frog that back in. Good. And then we'll finish with a little helicopter here. Press it out. Good. Make that circle around. Nice. And then think of working the opposition here as you make your circle. When you reach the ceiling, take a pause with both legs beside each other. Good. Now just do the opposite direction without the switch. Nice. Let's do one more in each direction.
And then Carrie will wrap this up when you feel ready.
Mhm. Go ahead and bring that in and carefully slide down. Let your legs drape.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Thank you, Carrie. Everyone's going to put some love notes for Carrie. And Vera, when you're situated, you get to pick a body to teach.
All right. Let's see. Amy.
All right, Amy's up. Don't forget your love note. Save it for later. Okay. Unmute. Hello, Vero. Okay. So, am I, Vero's teaching me. Great. Then my teaser.
Teaser. Okay. Ooh. Do you have a C shaper there?
I do. Oh, let's get a mat. I go fast, Vero. You got 3 minutes. Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Amazing race we have to run. All right, so I would like to see you start with 100 there. So if you can scoot yourself forward. Yep. I think of drawing. Yep, that's it. Good. Try to breathe to the back of your ribs there.
I might have to keep my feet down.
If you do, that's totally fine. Just hug them real tight to each other. You're drawing your tailbone towards your heels.
Ooh, I can actually, with my heels down and doing that, I could feel my butt. That was awesome.
Yay. Love that. All right, so let's go into half roll downs. Yep. And every time you come up, so stay round the whole time like we practice. And every time you come up, I want you to mentally envision yourself doing the teaser as you're coming up. Push your legs down and just focus on finding that center. Yeah, there are those low ribs. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
One more time. Awesome. Very good. All right, let's roll like a ball. Super fun.
All right.
Yeah, push your shins into your hands. Nice. One more, and then you'll go into your ab series.
And maybe only a couple of each, and then you're
Yeah.
done.
Draw those low ribs back. Yeah. Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Great work, you two. All right. Amy, you get to pick someone. Everyone put love notes for Vero. Amy's holding on to two love notes in her brain.
One out. I got one out. Okay, so
Kristen, you're up. And also, by the way, those of you who taught, when you teach, after you're done, screenshot the love notes because we don't put those in the replays. Okay. And then it comes out HTML. You won't like it. Okay. Go ahead, Kristen. Tell her what you need.
Um, is it okay if I don't work out? I did something, I don't know, my neck
Oh,
and
yeah.
the back of my head hurt really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Don't do
Um,
any.
I I think maybe I put too much pressure on my neck and head or something,
Okay. Yeah.
but it's bothering me.
You get to not work out, so Amy gets to pick someone else, but
Sorry.
you'll get to teach later.
Okay.
But okay. All right, Amy, someone else.
boy, I'm trying to think of people I don't normally teach. What about Anne?
All right, you can teach Anne. That's fine.
How are you doing? Oh, your audio is not on yet.
We're
There
there.
it is. Yeah.
Where, let's see. So mine have been the things that are prone. So I need work on rocking and swimming and swan are the ones I've been working on this weekend. And I
And
also
then
can use help with rolling like a ball and being able to keep everything in for the reverse.
Okay, so you're having trouble. Like, why do you think that is? Is it your hips? It's hard to open up your hips, or is it maybe it's hard to do upper back extension?
Both upper back extension, and then I feel like I have kind of a little misconnect in my lower back between my lower and my mid back.
Okay. Well, how do you feel with the arm series on the small barrel?
That would be great.
Okay.
Need to find some weights real quick though.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
here, I'll grab them. And do you have any? Did you find any?
I just did.
Okay.
Is that good? Okay, thanks.
Okay, so let's sit the hips right in front of that barrel. Unless you know that you like a little bit of space there. And then let's
I mean,
roll. Yeah,
little
do you like a
space.
little bit of space? Yeah.
Yes.
As long as shoulders are near that apex, that feels good. And then arms up to the ceiling. Really hug those ribs into the barrel, slurp those arm bones in. And then let's start with circle.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah. See if you can keep those palms facing forward. And yeah, that's it. And then just change direction. Press the shoulder blades down into the, yes. And then back ribs.
I can't go all the way down.
That's okay. Uh-huh. Now do the up downs. One arm back, other arm forward. Pick a range that allows you to keep your blades down on the barrel. Yeah, yeah. Good. And what about some hugs? So we'll start with our arms open wide with the arms straight. We'll inhale, take an exhale. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Wrap the arms around, and then exhale and hug yourself and really aim the elbows to your legs. And then inhale, straight arms open out to the sides. Take an inhale, exhale, and then inhale, cross the other arm in front, and then give yourself a hug. Good. Two more like that. And then while you're doing that, see if you can pull those back ribs down or push those back ribs down into the one more. Okay, let's place those weights down onto the mat. Hold on to your head, and that's all the way up. How did that go?
Great.
Okay, how about we do some leg series?
Okay.
Yeah,
You can do like two or three.
two or three. All right. So sitting on the barrel, just a little bit before the apex, lying down. Oh, but you know what? Your handles are the other way.
Other way.
You just
Okay.
you got it. Okay, holding on to the handles that are farther. Yep. And then hug your torso in. And let's just frog. So yeah, hug the torso into that barrel. Yeah. When you straighten the legs, pull your center in to keep the ribs. Oh, yeah, that's great. How about one more, and then we'll keep the legs out there and do circles. Reach the legs long. Yeah, and then pull the center in.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, good. What you could do is lift your feet a little higher. That might
Okay.
also help. Yeah, there you go. Pull the center in, push those ribs down. And then let's finish with scissors. And then reach the toes to the ceiling. Yeah, and away from you. Even more. And then let's frog in. And then you're going to put your hands at the front of the barrel. Yeah, bend the knees into your chest.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, and then push the barrel away. Awesome. Thanks, Anne.
I'm trying to tease her up onto the barrel. No,
Okay,
no,
here you go.
no, 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 no. no, don't. Oh, well, that's beautiful. Yeah. I was like, don't throw yourself on top of the barrel, please.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. And you can pick anyone who hasn't gone, but don't pick Kristen. Who do you want it to, or your partner? And then it's your turn for a few minutes.
Okay, how about Laura?
All
Ready?
right, Laura. You guys are in the same room, so you come in here, Laura, and leave Anne out there, just so that
Okay.
the feedback doesn't go crazy, and that way now Laura can unmute.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Anne, I struggle with a lot, so you could pick. So anything with extension like swan or rocking and all that good stuff. And also anything where I have to like curl my tailbone underneath me. So like anything with flexion because I have really tight low back.
Okay,
Like
so
rocking,
is it
like all the rocking stuff.
okay? So is the spine corrector in that room? Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the opposite side of the step. And let's go
Okay.
prone.
Prone. Okay. This way. You mean this way?
Yes, that way.
Okay.
Okay. So can you bend your knees? So how do you feel like there for swan? Just is it easier to go on the other side for swan? I think you need to flip around.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay, never
No,
mind.
no,
Sorry.
no, no.
You were right.
Stay where you are.
Okay. Alrighty, so go ahead and engage so squeeze your legs together and lift up, and then can you squeeze your glutes and then press into your arms? We're going to start with the swan first.
Okay.
And really round everything into the spine corrector. Do you feel like you need to come back a little bit, or do you feel okay?
Yeah. I struggle with these. Okay.
Yeah, great. Okay, so
Got it.
squeeze.
Okay.
And then it's easy to, if you're pressing your hands, to just lift one hand at a time. So lift your right arm and then left, and then just press down into it. And then kind of just do the swan prep, so rolling down and back. So bring your arms down in front of you.
Okay.
And then just press into your hands. So it'll be easier. And then lift your legs up and extend. Do you feel like you're still balanced?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so then do the swan rocking. Nice. Okay, and then go ahead from here. Let's go ahead and bring our hands out straight in front from you, in front of your face, and see if you can do some swimming. Can you relax your shoulders down? Can you open through your chest? Really press in through your center. Squeeze through your glutes. Great. And bring it in. And then from here, go ahead and take a risk. So let's go back into rocking. So can you bring your arms behind you and bend your legs up into tabletop? And can you rock forward and back? And if you can connect, so extend up. If not, just get that motion of rocking back and forth. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
Great. And then I was thinking too, the other thing that would be really good is to reverse it the other direction. And we could go ahead and do some of the leg series on top.
Okay.
Just to work the opposite side. So go ahead and come up on top. Get yourself back, grab your handles. And back, super. So let's go ahead and start with the frog. So pressing out and in. With frog in. Go ahead and do 4 of these. So can you open up a little bit more through your shoulders? Pull into those handles a little bit more. There you go. How's that feel? More connected?
Mm-hmm.
Press yours. Okay, from here, let's go into the big leg circles. Yeah. I can't see the top of your feet, but
Good.
and then you can reverse the direction. And then if you want to go ahead and try some little circles while you're there. And then let's go into the walking. So really press your back down into the barrel, ribs down, and some walking. Okay, thanks. Good to see you. Okay, and then from here, let's go into some scissors.
Okay.
Nice. And then let's end with bicycle. Down, really reach, 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 and come back. Keep reaching. Nice, pressing into your ribs. Looks like you're popping off just a little bit on the back of that barrel, so really push your ribs down. All right, and then go ahead and bring your legs back into your chest, and then carefully push the barrel out from underneath you. Come up.
You're like the Energizer Bunny. Once we got you going, you weren't like not stopping. Love it. Okay, everyone give Anne some love notes about
Thanks,
what she
Anne.
did.
You're welcome. Great work.
Laura, who are you going to teach? You should be able to see. So Sarah, you can teach Sarah.
Melissa, are you moving today?
We don't read lips, Melissa.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I was just writing my love note to Anne there of how
Are
good
you
she did.
moving
So
today? How are you
yeah,
feeling?
yeah, I'm doing
Okay,
good. I'm doing
Okay.
okay.
What do you struggle with?
Uh, um, mat exercises. I struggle with control balance, crab, those things. Some of the
Okay,
rolling open
I got
leg
a
rockers.
plan. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Do you have a spine corrector?
I do. Hmm.
Okay, grab that and we'll do the leg series.
Okay.
And thinking ahead, do you also have a C shaper?
I do. Hmm.
Okay,
I
let's see if we can get to
got
it.
it.
Okay.
Got
Okay.
the things. Okay.
Okay, so sit up on top. Yep. Put one foot on the step. Hold on to your handles. And then send the opposite leg out straight. Wait, put your hands on the handles. Yep. Straighten one leg, bring
Hmm.
it up to the height of your knee. So
Hmm.
yes, there you go. Now pull your abs in and roll back. Okay, lift your hips, pull the
Forgot
barrel
about
towards
that.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
I knew
And
that was
then
going to go
bring
there.
your other leg up
Okay.
and go into your frog.
Okay.
Good. Now can you pull your back to the spine corrector and pull your ribs in? Yes. Okay. And then just do a frog back out. Yep.
Mhm.
And then we're going to start with your big circles. Last one, frog it in. Good. And then frog back out and do your small circles. Reverse it. Good. And then frog it back in. And then send it back out. We're going to go up toward the ceiling for walking. Good. So lift your legs a little higher.
Mm.
We're going to do walking.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Oh,
scissors.
sorry.
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Little
Sorry.
step down and the
Brain.
other one. Yep. One leg moves at a time.
COVID
There you
brain.
go.
Okay. Okay.
Just do two more sets. Keep pulling your ribs into the barrel.
Mm.
Good. Then frog it back in. And then we'll go to scissors. So send those legs back out. Bring your right leg up toward the ceiling, left leg will lower. Yep. And then switch. So the leg that's coming down, could you reach it a little bit, like reach it long?
Mm.
Yes. It looks like you're bending your knee a little bit. Good. One more on each side. Good. And then frog your legs back in. I forget what this one's called. This is the J exercise. You're going to point your toes. So this will help with your crab. So point your toes and then kind of pull your feet down towards your bum 3 times. Good. Then straighten your legs out to the side without moving your femurs. Yep. Flex your feet and then bring your heels in. Yep. And then 3 times there. Good. Send the legs back out. Try and keep those femurs where they are and just send the legs out. Yeah, point your toes. Let's do one more in each direction. Bring the legs back in. 3 times, pull towards your bum. Good. Keep those femurs still. Pull your belly in, your back into the barrel. Yep. Flex the feet one more time here. Good. Send those legs out. Good. Bend them back in.
And she's resting.
All right. Push the barrel away.
But she had a plan on that C shaper, and I like it. So the C shaper in your future with Laura Melissa.
Okay. So get rid of your spine corrector and grab the C shaper.
Oh no, not in real life. Just next time you work with her.
Oh, not right now.
We're done.
Okay.
Okay.
We're out of time.
Homework to do.
There's a C shaper in your future. The
Okay.
future, not the present
Got
future.
it.
So thank you, Laura. We're
Thank
just
you.
short on time and lots of people. Melissa, who do you want to teach? And put your love notes in for Laura, everyone.
Oh, let's see. What do we got? How about Christine?
Great.
Okay, so I'll pick something new that I would like to progress. My wiggly pelvis, my wiggly ribs. Trying to find more center. I don't need more extension in my back right in general. So we don't need to work the extension. I need to find more connection and holding center. So exercises that shows up in would be like side leg kicks. I was thinking my crisscross. I see it in my crisscross and I see it in my corkscrew. My torso is a little uneven and wiggly.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I think I would also like to do the leg series on the barrel with you, or the spine corrector. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Yes. Getting yourself in position. Nice. Nice. Probably you'll come down a little more gracefully than I did there. Okay. Oh, nice. Very, very graceful. Okay. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. All right. So let's just frog out with that. See where we're going. Yeah. Okay, let's go into some circles. So bring those legs a little lower if you can. Just a little lower. Yeah. Really just connecting into that length. Mhm. Okay. All right. Frog in and out. Great. Let's send that out. And let's actually go straight to some beats. So beating the heels together, really steadying that into the pelvis when you do those beats lower. Yeah, focus on this, stabilizing it. Good. Again, a little lower. Hold into length. Come back up. Just, yeah, come in, go out. Great. And let's go ahead and go to the small circles. Yes. And reverse. Yeah. Good. Frog in and out. Let's also do that V to frog to V, sorry. Yeah, so coming in wide. Yeah, tap 2, 3.
I hit the wall. I'm gonna give you a single exercise to hit the wall.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Pointing. Oh, yeah. Point to flex, right? Or, okay. Great. Yeah, just one more of those. Okay, let's do that.
One more thing,
Hip
Melissa.
twist. Okay, yeah, the twist to extension. So yes. So, stable reach. Yeah. Pulling up the center, pulling into that center. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then go ahead and press it away. Press that spine corrector out. Quick break. Oh,
Ooh, thanks,
okay.
Melissa.
Hey, thank you.
Great work on the J's exercise. If you're pointed, I know there's a wall there, but if you're pointed, you stay pointed until you get out, then you flex. Then you come in
Okay.
flexed and you stay flexed and
Oh.
Mm,
reach out and then you point.
So
okay.
it starts pointed, flex,
Okay.
flex, point. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank
Ah,
you. Thank you. I
yeah,
was
that's
thinking
what
that, but I doubted myself. So thank you.
I know some of you guys do that. Hold on.
uh,
Can you twice? I'm gonna mute you for a second, Christine. Yeah, sometimes I see you guys do that. The person does it. You're like, oh, they must be right. It's okay to go. Um, is it that way or is it this way? So anyways, good work. Good, good, good. Okay, Christine, real quick, who are you gonna teach?
uh, Carrie, have you gone, Carrie? Okay, Carrie. You're up.
I struggle with my upper back rounding. Like that's the big thing.
Okay. Feeling length in your upper back. Okay. Um, then let's do upper back tension. Let's do the arm series for you on the spine corrector. And then you pick which side, king or queen. Great. Okay. Cool. So as you get into position, as you get there, take your time and don't be in a rush to lift your arms. Take a second and let your spine find the corrector. Don't even lift your arms yet, Carrie. Just put your arms across your tummy, just cross. Yep, literally, and just take like I know we're short on time, so take like 2 deep breaths and just let your upper back sink. Cool. Yeah, one more breath like that. Cool. All right, stay connected and then rise your arms up and then begin your arms reaching back, up and down. Yeah. Sorry, circles. Sorry, I got
Okay.
excited. Yeah, circles. You got it, girl. You know this. Yeah. Follow your breath. And maybe just do 2 more the direction you're going. Feel your heart melting down as your arms rise up. And then let's reverse. As your arms pull down, melt your heart. Let it stay heavy as your arms circle back. Good. One more. Good. And then we'll do the up down. One arm pulls, one arm pulls. Good. And again, follow your breath. Inhale as they reach equally in both directions. So don't let your bottom arm go past your top arm and vice versa. Yeah. Yeah, nice, Carrie. Good. One more on each side. And we'll do one more. We'll do the hug. I know we're short on time. So,
Unfortunately, Carrie can keep hugging and Christine can keep teaching her, but we have to move on to Sarah
okay.
and Kristen. But great work. Give Christine some love notes, everyone. And Kristen, why don't we have you teach Sarah since you're not moving? You'll teach Sarah. All
Okay.
right. And you got like 2 minutes. And you guys, I know we're going to run out of time. I have one more quick, very fun thing. So we're going to go about 5, 8 minutes over. I really hope you stay on. Okay. Thanks, away, Kristen. What is she?
Okay, Sarah, what are you working on? or need help with?
Let's go with rocking, corkscrew, and leg pull.
Leg pull. Okay. Front or back or both?
Both. Sure.
Okay. Um, what do you have? The small barrel?
I have a spine corrector.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect. Let's work with that. We'll start with uh let's do leg series.
I don't remember which is first.
Just go ahead and start with a frog. Yeah, perfect. And then extend your legs, go into walking. On this next one, can you go a little further down? Yeah, that looks good. One more time. And then frog your legs in.
Just yeah. I'm not sure about the handles. Is that like a fabric handle or is that a
Yes.
And
No.
extend your legs straight.
hmm Yeah.
Okay, from here, we'll do a couple circles each way. And then go ahead and frog in and press the barrel away. Lower your hips down. Relax.
All right. Way to go, Kristen.
Thank you.
Tiny bitty mini session. Sarah, lucky you. You get to teach Shannon, your own partner. How lucky are you? So a couple minutes of Shannon, and then Shannon gets to pick someone, and then we're going to move on to the quick fun thing. So Sarah, you know Shannon, but maybe Shannon has something new she wants to talk about.
Sarah, be kind.
I know.
Sarah, be very
It's
So
10,
kind.
it's 10 o'clock.
I
It's East
know.
Coast time.
We're
So
going to
I'm
the
going
we're
to
going to the ladder
go ahead.
barrel.
You're my girl.
Yeah. All right. Leg stretches.
Mm.
Start with the knee bend.
You
So
want
on the
here?
side of the foot. Yeah, you got
Okay.
it. Good.
Okay.
That's it. Good. And just breathe. Good. So let's just do three. You're gonna round. You're gonna round. Yeah. Inhale up. Exhale round. And one more. Good. And now your straight leg out in front of you. Okay. And three of those. Exhale. Good. Round. Good. We're not gonna do the leg lift. So just turning to the side. No, not doing it. Leaving it out. You said be gentle. So yeah. So just, yeah, with the breath. That's it. Right, and then facing the ladder. And three knee bends. And straight leg. Good, and three to the side. Drop your right hip down, Shannon. And keep lifted. Good. Okay, quad, and then you're done.
And while you're quad stretching, Shannon, think about who is going to be in your hot seat. You get to choose since everyone's kind of gone. Thank you, Sarah.
Sue still there? I don't think Sue went. Or she coast for the day.
Oh, Sue's here. Her camera, Sue, your camera's off, babe, but you hit.
I'm not moving. I have a nerve headache, so I'm not
Okay.
really
Heard.
doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heard. I don't know. Who wants to go?
Who wants to move? Quick. Melissa's
I'll go,
moving.
I'll
Melissa.
do it.
I'm
Melissa
good.
hasn't moved all
Melissa,
weekend.
oh my God.
Everyone should have just taught Melissa all day. Okay.
Turn off my
2 minutes.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, Melissa, you're gonna lay
Yeah.
down with your head in front of the king side. We're gonna work on the back of your leg stretches, so the rollover
Okay.
into the control balance.
Ooh,
How about that,
okay.
sis? But let's just work
Mhm.
on rollover.
Okay. All right.
Now, at any time, pause. At any
Okay.
time, if you start to feel like you're smothering because of your situation, I just want you to come down. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
This time, hold. Inhale through your upper back on the way down, and then exhale through the rest of your spine on the way down. How'd that feel?
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's try that one again. Inhale through the upper, exhale through the rest of it. Good. Ready to do the reverse legs?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I did reverse. I but I'll keep going
It's
on
okay.
that one. I started with just one on the other one, so
Okay. So wide
let's
up and over, and then exhale down, as you know. And use whatever breath you want that makes sense for your spine. All right. You good?
yeah.
All right.
You're
You want to
good.
try? You want to try control balance, or you want to say that's
Oh,
it?
sure. Sure. No, I'll go for
Okay.
it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't know about COVID. I think you're just making it up now. We just got a school in control balance.
Oh, man. This this helps. This helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Way to go, Shannon. Way to go, 10
Yes.
p.m. I know you, Shannon, Cordelia, and Jamila know your pain in the morning. It's like 10 p.m. and midnight for them when we end. So, okay. So yeah, I know it's time, but we have to do this one fun part. So put love notes in for Shannon right now. All right. So this next section, this is the time, one of the things that I made y'all leave for, because it's a really special thing that I have done in my life, and I love doing it with events like this. I think it's really, really important. So it's called the BBIC in you and the BBIC in me, and it goes quickly, quickly. Okay, and these are not TED Talks. These are not going to fit on a thank you card. These are going to fit on a quick bull board. Okay, so the BBIC in Kristen S. is that she's so willing to try anything that she doesn't know and explore and ask other people about how their body feels it and give it a try and be willing to do it messy and to learn and to keep trying again. I just think it's so beautiful. And the beauty I see in me is I am able to pivot like a fucking pro on any given time. And it's a great skill set. Okay, Kristen, you get to pick someone. Kristen
Okay.
S. Yeah.
Yes. So, Melissa, the beauty I see in you is that, you may not be feeling great, but you are willing to get in there. So, um, good work. Even though you may not have gotten to move much at all, I'm impressed with your energy and willingness to go with it. And
Mm,
the beauty I see in me is being open to everybody's differences and appreciating their bodies and how they feel in them and trying to help them better with it. So,
mm. I
okay.
love that. I love that. Okay, Melissa, you get to pick someone. It's not cheating if you pick your partner, but your partner can't pick you back. So just so you know. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Vero, the I can pick her, right? So she just
Yeah.
can't pick me back. Okay, okay. So the beauty I see in you is your like fine-tuned ability to see things in me that I've never even been able to recognize in myself, and that you do it with like such positivity and sets an example for me to be that kind of a teacher. And so, yeah, I've been growing off of that. And the beauty I see in me is the ability to listen and want to learn. So, yeah.
I love
Okay.
that. All right, Vero, you're up. Pick someone.
Um, let's see. Sarah, the beauty I see in you is that sorry, my son keeps calling me. He knew my session was ending at 7 and he's like, you need to call me, mom. So sorry about that.
Okay.
I was gonna say something I've really appreciated about Sarah this whole time is
Yeah.
that you haven't had all the access to all the equipment, and yet you've like just adjusted accordingly and still like really soaked up the whole experience and just had such a great learning, student mindset the whole time. And that's something I really admire about you. And something about myself, is that I feel like I enjoy learning from everybody. I just like I don't feel like I know more than anybody. I feel like I'm always like in a learner state of mind in my life. And so I've just really enjoyed learning from everyone in this room.
Mm. Okay. Thank you, Vero. And go answer your son's call. All right, Sarah, you get to pick someone.
Okay, I'm going to pick Melissa. Um,
Oh, hold on. Melissa's already gone.
been
So,
picked.
yes. So you can tell her what you love about her in Slack, but you have to
Okay.
pick somebody else.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Kristen then. We didn't get to work together much just yesterday, but when you were describing the other Kristen, I actually thought you were talking about this Kristen. So I really resonated with a lot of what you said because I thought it was referring to her. Just working with her yesterday, yeah, just really open to trying anything. It just really, really nice to work with like that and really open to trying things a different way. So I just love that attitude.
I
Um,
love that.
yeah. So, for me, I think it's been really nice to just embrace my uniqueness as a teacher and not have to be exactly like everybody else. And yeah, just uh, not really give a fuck. that
Woo!
I'm not the same anymore. Yeah. Yeah. So just
I
embracing
love
that.
that. I love that. Way to go, Sarah. Beautiful. All right, Kristen Johnson, you get to go.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Carrie. And what is it again? What do I love about
The game of telephone to what you love, but it really is the beauty I see in
a
Carrie.
beauty?
And it could
Okay.
be love, but the beauty, and then the beauty you see in yourself. And that could
Okay.
be love. Yeah.
Um, the beauty I see in Carrie is that um you're just such a awesome student, and I feel like you really know the exercises and you study, and you can just tell like you take a lot of time to practice and just I just really look up to you and adore you a lot, and you've helped me so much. So thank you for that.
Mm.
Um, I just am really grateful to have met you. And then for me, uh, I think just keep trying and because a lot of the times I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. This is all really new to me, and I feel so new, even just at teaching. So just really trying to push myself past and just trying to have more confidence, I guess, because like I can have this sort of like doubt in my voice, and I
Mhm.
it's because I do feel like I don't know a lot of the
Mhm.
time. But just I guess keep trying is what I see in myself, is that I'm trying and I'm doing more trainings, and it's coming together little by little.
Kristen, I think everyone can say it's coming to you should be really proud of yourself. You should. That we
Thank
all
you.
like, and we all know what it's like to be overwhelmed. And you should be real. I'm really happy that that's the beauty you see in you. Okay,
Thank
Miss
you.
Carrie, you get to pick.
I'm going to pick Anne. The beauty I see in Anne is the way that she's grown so much throughout this program. Like, you can really see the work in your body and the work time that you put into this. And I think it's so beautiful that, you've got limitations in your body, but you don't let that stop you from doing your work. And you find like how those limitations, how you've come to understand them and use that to help other people who also have those same things. So you're like able to take it and share what you learned with other people. And you really helped me as we work together to see my body differently. So I appreciate that. The beauty in me, I love that I've gained a lot more confidence throughout the time in the program, that I'm able to feel like I can do more of the work than I thought before. Like I've been cautious and more fearful of moving my body. And through all of the partners and all of the partnerships I've worked with, and here you guys have given me the confidence to move better. And I love that.
Mm, love that. Thank you. Anne, you're up.
So I'm going to pick Sue. And thanks, Carrie. Um, she has been my partner, and I know you're not supposed to pick partners, but I'm picking her because she has been so huge. We immediately resonated really well together, and we've been able to work so well. And she's been so helpful in helping me get the confidence that I needed. Because sometimes with my body, I don't always feel like I can do things, but she's pushed me to try harder and to do, to try things, even if I wasn't sure I could do it. And she's, anytime I had an issue, she was so great to say, oh, I can do it, then let's adjust. And the thing I've seen me is I've finally given myself to the permission, the beauty to try hard things and not feel like I have the limitations that I can't do anything, and the confidence that I'm late to the game for coming into Pilates as a teacher, but I feel like I'm getting the confidence and can have the eye to work with the older people and the rehab people that I'm interested in, because now I
Mm,
have an understanding of the system, and that's been
mm,
huge.
I love that. So, Sue, on the replay, this is your love note, and you have to do this for Tracy, and Tracy has to do it for the group. All right. That's how it goes when you're not here. So we'll pass that homework along. So I'll kick this off again. I'm gonna pick Shannon. And Shannon is that she is strong as fuck and will do things even when she won't take like a limitation for like a rule. She will not, and she will find a way. And where there is a will, like where there's like Shannon has a will to find every way, and I just think that that is amazing. You always want a person like that in your life and in your world. So, and then another beauty I see in me. I don't ever feel like I've stopped learning. I learn from you guys. Like I learn every time I teach this, and it's so fun for me. All right, Shannon. There's a few people left. There's Christine. There's Amy, right? And there's Laura. Did I miss anyone? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pick Amy. Um, we got to work together during the chair weekend. I think maybe was it chairs? Yeah, it was chairs. I think maybe I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Um, so we got to play around with your sidekicks, right? What I loved about Amy was that she has this adventurous spirit. And I feel like it's a little bit like a pot undercover. I don't really know what's there, but I've been able to see you kind of bloom and blossom through like all the different sessions. It was like really quiet to begin with, and then like just like up there doing everything these last two. So I thought that was super cool, quite adventurous as well. I like that kind of spirit. Even if, say when we roll like a ball in a C shaper, it's it's aggressive, right? So, as Leslie likes to say. Um, yeah. Um, so I really see the beauty in your curiosity, and the intellect that you put in which you teach. So I think that's super awesome. And then also being a mom who has got somebody you're bringing along, and leading that whole organization. I think that's super admirable.
Mhm.
Um, that's a lot. So I think you got a great group to kind of springboard from. Beauty I see in me. I just don't stop. I just don't stop. So I will not stop. Uh, so I think that's the thing I can say for myself. I may be wrong, but never in doubt, and I'm not going to stop. So,
Mm.
all right. I get
All
to
right.
tell somebody they're going next, or how does this work next, Leslie? Or your turn?
Amy, we're good. Amy's good. We
Amy
got
goes. That's
stacking.
right.
So
That's
Amy's
right.
good. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
It's so hard to choose because I love Laura and I love Christine. So, um, Christine, who do you want? Well, you have to do Laura, and then Laura, you have to do Christine. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'll do Christine. How's that? Okay, so Christine, the beauty I see in you is how do I articulate it in words? I can just go look at you. Yeah, okay. I think you like you're you're playful, right? Like you love to explore stuff in your body, but and then I just like even at breakfast today, you're so warm and fun and playful, and I really liked that. Um, the beauty I see in me is I'm willing to try stuff. Like, okay, I'll just do it. But yeah, that's
Love it. All right, Christine. All right. Well, Laura, I wasn't going to pick you because you already know how much I love you, but I guess I'm going to pick you and tell everybody why I love you. Um, First of all, she's just the best partner ever. She's probably more organized than me, which says a lot. So I'm pretty darn organized. Um, and I love her openness. So like she's been teaching a long time and she's got a lot of experience and she doesn't um, let her challenges get in the way of her getting what she wants. I love your commitment to your goals. You're goal oriented. You're driven, but you're also humble and open to feedback and you're teachable. Like I think, I mean, none of us are spring chickens here, but I think as we develop as women, and people, it's easy to get like, this is how it is. It's the only way it is, and this is going to be how it is to like croak. And you're so open to change and possibility. And that's just such a lovely attribute to have, not just in your Pilates practice, but in life, which means anything can happen because you don't put limitations on who you are or what you're becoming. And I just think that's amazing. And I think everybody who gets to work with you is blessed by that. So, yeah, I love that. And I'm blessed that we get to be in each other's lives, hopefully forever. The beauty I see in me is I am spongy, and I I think even though I have learned a lot, I don't think I know a lot, and I think I'm good at taking in new information and receiving it. And I've gotten better over the years at not being defensive and being open to what can change. So that's something, a beauty in progress. I've learned that correction doesn't mean judgment. Correction means opportunity for change. And so that's something I'm happy for in my personal life and in my Pilates practice.
That. Thank you. All right, Laura, you just get to pick whoever you want who's on the screen.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Carrie. I think she's one of the most kind humans I've ever met, and like Sally Joe, I would give you a kidney. um, we've just connected, and I just really appreciate getting to know you, and like you're so organized, and like I just think you're wonderful at everything. And I'm just so glad I've met you, and yeah, I hope that we stay friends, and you know, future relationship. And the beauty I see in me is my ability to connect with others. Like I feel like I've done a pretty good job of getting to know most of you, and I feel like I've learned something from each and every one of you, and like I really value that. So thank you.
So beautiful. We're way over time. It's super late, but I had to get that in because you guys know more about each other than you might even give yourself credit for. And I think it's really important to make sure that you take a moment to see some beauty in yourselves because I see so much in every single one of you. And so it's not over. We got some great Q&A calls coming up. Your homework and assessments will get posted in Slack tomorrow. For now, go take care of yourselves. You did a lot of extension this weekend. Please be mindful of yourself and your practice and continue chatting with each other. There's more parties to come. And then you'll get to see Kristen S. and the rest of the amazing alumni at the end of the month in the alumni Slack. And hopefully get to love on each other in April when we're all in person. Love you all so much. Good night. Goodbye. Have a good one. Thanks for staying late. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kristen.
Good to meet you guys again.